and Oro Digitos.
So now we have seen that two bans have been taken on the side of Oro Digitos. We'll be having Oro Digitos on the blue side and M8 Hexa on the red side.
Yeah, so kicking things off, we will see a Violet and Darcy ban. Violet, we kind of went through the statistics for at least the first day. Violet has seen a couple of bans alongside Darcy. No surprise right there. Florentino as well as Timmy. Timmy, actually, it's the very first Timmy ban in this tournament.
Yeah.
He has been picked once. Well, so we might see some switch up from both teams. They might have studied each other. This is the upper bracket match. Whoever wins proceeds to the playoffs, and to them it's really important. It's a best of 3. We're playing on global ban pick rules. They must have something in mind coming into this. Oro Digitos will start out with a Fennec pick, and Emmet Hexa seems like they're going to settle for the Varus and the Hayate.
Yeah, they picked up their priority picks now. On the side of Oro's Digitos, they have hovered over the Wildheim, and it's really rare to see a Wildheim being picked up right now. Because so far, if I'm not wrong, we didn't really see that in the day one.
Nah, we didn't see much Valheim in day one. If I'm not mistaken, he's only picked twice. But it's also something that I personally wasn't that really... I wasn't ready for it. It's not like I'm not looking for it. I just didn't expect this hero to kind of be within the bubble, because every tournament has its own meta, and Valheim somehow snuck his way through. Ryoma as well will be making his debut in this tournament. It's going to be Oro Digitos that pulls it out of their bag.
Yeah, Ryoma would be on the DS lane. With on the side now, you can see that I picked up Tane, hovering over it. Probably Tane has been quite strong as a frontliner.
Yeah, we've seen Tane being picked twice. Once by Bren Esports, and the other time I believe by Axis Nakama. So how this hero works is he's one of the strongest CC bots. You can always frontline. You can do a lot of cool tricks with the Tane mechanic. You can go for the charge, and then you flicker halfway. You ram into an enemy, get that King's Glory, follow with your ultimate. There's a lot of fancy mechanics you can do with that hero.
Speaking about strong frontliner, because M8 Hexa has taken out one of the strongest frontliner, which is the Baudum. They have banned away the Baudum. They do not want to give Oro the chance to pick it up. But on the side of Oro, they have banned out Murad.
Yeah, Murad I think Murad only saw bans in the second series on day number 1. I believe Oro Digitos, they were the ones to take out that hero. Murad, you can consider, since release until now, he is one of the strongest late game assassins, right? You get that Fenris Tooth and you are just decimating people with your Temporal Turbulence. Baudum, on the other hand, one of the best ultimates in game. It can either make or break a fight. And MAXA, they're going to end this ban phase with a really interesting hero. They take out Omega.
I don't really see Omega being used so far. It's like a pretty cold hero to be picked up, but pretty interesting that they ban it out. They probably did some research on Oro Digitos. Maybe they felt that one of their players are pretty strong in Omega, and so kind of like a targeted ban.
Yeah, Omega, the problem with Omega right now, or actually since release, the problem with Omega is he's just too slow.
Yeah.
Yes, he deals damage to structure with his skills, that is great, but his mechanics just doesn't really sync up. At one period, people were building Omni Arms on Omega, and they were like, hey, we're gonna one-shot you with his drill, but I don't know, I just don't see Omega having a place. But maybe it's just those kind of pocket picks that Oro Digitos have up their sleeves, and MA Hexa, they don't want that to happen. They're going to lock in Critnak as their jungler, and Oro Digitos. Fennec, we have seen jungle Fennec. Fennec might be the jungle, might be the marksman. It's still kind of up in the air. But we'll see who they pick for their last two heroes. It's Liliana being hovered over. They are still kind of looking for that frontliner. But there isn't really much choice. Maybe the Yvonne, we have not seen that hero yet.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Yvonne for quite some time right now. He's quite a pretty strong, I would say, a frontliner with his long arms.
We call it the clap, right?
I've seen a lot of Yvonne clapping things away and stealing buffs and like just clapping.
Yeah, it's
a marksman right in front of him. It's just sometimes when you use it right, it's pretty strong.
Yep, and then it's going to be the Liliana and Mina being locked in for Oro Digitos. I did kind of have this conversation with Gideon on Wednesday before the broadcast. We were like, do we really want to put Mina in the picture? Is Mina worth considering? And for me, I think Mina is at the edge of the bubble. It really depends if you want to go to her or not. She's not the S plus pick, but if you go down the list, Mina is still somewhere in the middle where you can consider her when if other choices are eliminated. The last pick for M8 Hexa is going to be the Varus.
Yeah, Varus. Varus has been quite a popular pick because it's pretty strong. Looking at how she gets her cooldown reduction from her 4 stacks of her passive and also manage to damage hero every 4 stack. Every time you hit someone, it's considered a stack. Look at how strong it is.
Yeah, and Varus is one of those heroes that Gideon kind of asked the question. Well, he backs the question of when do you pick Varus? When do you decide that, hey, this is a good game for Varus? And it really depends on the team, first of all. I think that's pretty common. On the other hand is you need to kind of identify what you want to accomplish with that Varus. It's pretty... for her, she wants to frontline, she wants to do damage. If we look into the client, she's the fighter assassin kind, but she needs time to ramp up. She's not this fast-paced hero. It's kind of slow to mediocre pacing. And I think for M8 Hexa, what they have in their lineup, that itself is pretty sustainable for Varus to perform.
Yeah, so looking at the team picks, what's your prediction? Like, who do you think has a better upper hand with by the team picks?
Honestly, I mean, if you want me to look at the team picks, I personally would prefer Oro Digitos' drafts a bit more. And hear me out, right? My justification is based on a really simple point: tempo. For me, I like the concept of playing with tempo whenever whichever game title that I played before, because AOV is not the first MOBA that I played. And tempo for me is one of the concept of MOBA. It's like MOBA 101, where it really sets how the rest of the game is going to play out. And Oro Digitos have the ability to speed up how they play the game, and subsequently that will they'll put more pressure on M8 Hexa and give Oro Digitos the edge that they need.
Yeah, but on the side of Oro, I can see they are playing quite a range hero. You can see there's a Valheim from quite afar and also a Fennec. Yeah, if Fennec managed to land the spear, then it's quite easy for them to follow up from there.
You mean the pebble?
Yeah, the pebble.
We had this conversation before it is. It's a squirrel.
It's a squirrel.
Well, we'll see if the pebble lands on the right target because the game is ready. We're not going to drag this any longer. Let's jump right in. Game number 1 of the upper bracket finals between Oro Digitos and M8 Hexa.
Yeah, we have Team Oro Digitos on the blue side and M8 Hexa on the red side.
Oh, and seems like we are still in this very slow start. Normally, I always start the game expecting some form of counter jungle where you just kind of fight each other over the buff. It is happening, but there's not much kind of interaction between these two teams. Aim definitely going to be the Fennec jungle, trying to contest the buff, not going to find it. And Fennec, in natural, by natural, is one of the strongest opening junglers as well. I think you can match him up with Krinak on the same tier simply because their skills allow them to destroy, to clear camps really efficient. You hit that full clear, you get that level 4, get your first jungle item with 500 gold, and you most likely want to go for a first gank. Then they're not being able to hit that because one of the camps was stolen by Prey, but it shouldn't affect him too much.
But speaking about getting stolen jungle camp, I really like how 7 just now just went for the invade and just rush up to the level 2 and now level 3. That's what Varus needs. He needs the leveling up, get ahead of everyone.
Yeah, and for these two junglers as well, funny enough that blue buff, the Sage buff, is really important for these two because they work on cooldown reduction the best, especially if your Krinak sister gets the charge on to Prey. Not managing to push him under the tower. He himself taking a lot of damage from Vindicator as well. Spirit Sentinel definitely going over to the side of Oro Digitos. Prey will be the one who take it away.
They have taken up the Spirit Sentinel with a little bit of charge up. You can see that now Aim is on level 4, which makes it easier for him to actually run around, roam around, and you can see how now they are slowly rotating to the Abyssal Dragon as it is spawned out. Tane pushing away them, not allowing them to even get close to it.
Din has a drone drop coming in, trying to look for a target, not gonna find anyone though. That's all 5 members of M8 Hexa congregating in the middle lane. They want to look for a fight, but the interaction between both Prey and Sister, the Dane and the Mina, is that Dane he can displace you, get into your face, but Mina can pull you back and engage onto. So the interaction is favors Oro Digitos more. They will secure that first Abyssal Dragon going on the side of M8 Hexa, but sadly no interaction between both teams.
Yeah. Now, with them taking the Abyssal Dragon, you see that slowly they go back to their respective lane. They continue to farm up, because you can see that Dane is still actually lacking behind. He's still currently at level 3.
Yeah, and also what you can do with the Mina early on is a bit more effective when you're up against a tank like Tane, but Dane is going to go in with the drone drop, forces the flicker out from Vindicated, so then Ryoma will survive the first attempted gank from M8 Hexa.
Yeah, a really good gang to force Ryoma back, so he can't farm it up, and now, in the other hand, you can see that Kriknak is now level 6.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like Sister is trying to keep up with Prey's tempo in rotating around the map. Like I said, if you want to engage as a Tane, best case scenario, you have the flicker, you charge in, you get the knockout with King's Glory, but for Mina, you don't charge in, you pull someone back and you taunt them with that ultimate. So in the biggest, on paper, Mina is kind of slightly more effective in starting a fight or forcing a fight at least, and Prey is always ready to respond. Meanwhile, Casey gonna duke it out with Yas almost taking him down. The Shuriken comes through, and is the Ninja who gets the first blood with the Kunai Blitz.
It was so close. Hayate was so close to just bringing him down, but he managed to secure the kill and stay alive.
Exactly, in that ultimate, you can see the amount of damage coming in from the Hayate Kunai Blitz onto that Valheim. But 3 members from Oro Digitos, they are ready to go for the retaliation. Prey will lead the charge as Tane charge out Sister, want to get to safety. But it seems like we might have a bit of, AFK issue there.
AFK issue?
Yeah, they might want to solve this a bit. But other than that, I think for KC, especially in that fight against the Valheim, it's pretty, I would say it's pretty even, right? Your Valheim, you normally want to stay at long range, same as the Hayate. The only difference is that Hayate has the ability to get up close and personal with that Shadow Step, and that was what we saw. Yeah, so just slightly at a disadvantage at the end of the day. We'll have a pause coming out when we solve the issue.
Yep.
But so far, it seems to be a very active start for both teams.
Yeah, pretty active. It's like constantly they are going around the map in groups instead of being alone. Then you can see Valheim getting killed by the Hayate. What Valheim needs to do probably needs to start slowly farming at a safe distance. But as you say, Hayate, he can just get close up and just do damage on you. Yeah,
and have you remember the passive as well? I believe it's called Dragon Blood, or something related to dragon symbol. I believe it's called Dragon Blood. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hayate's damage ramp up comes from the passive itself, and when the passive hits maximum stacks, that's where you fully unlock Hayate's damage, which is why you see whoever plays that hero, specifically you want to use those shuriken to kind of stack up your passive before going full on. We do have an update from the production side. The Oro Digitos, they're facing a slight disconnection issue, so while we bring them back into the game, let us talk about how these two teams want to achieve. I think we briefly went through that, but we can slightly go in depth a bit. I did point out that Mina Prey has a better way of starting a fight, because instead of pushing people away, you're pulling people back. For the side of M8 Hexa's Sister on the Dane, a bit slow on trying to follow up with the Mina, but fortunately they were able to kind of create space across the map, and it all started with the Valheim kill.
Yeah, with that space created, Dane really can do a lot of stuff. Like you can see how he utilized himself to zone away the side of Team Oros from taking the Abyssal Dragon. It helps a lot because M8 Hexa can take the dragon in peace for themselves. Like you say, Mina can just hook people in front with that balanced love-hate relationship right there. It's like, it's pretty equal in a sense.
Yeah, and speaking about the love-hate relationship, if Dane charges in, Mina can keep him in place, and that kind of will force MA Hexa to think twice. Like, do I want to take this fight? Because we are not looking at the kind of Baolan-Tain interaction, but we'll go in depth in a bit later because Oro Digitos, they are back. They are ready for some blood. We're going to go back in game as we continue with the unpause. Real unfortunate situation right there. I believe Prey or I think Prey did die. I think they were trying to retaliate. Prey went in and the unlucky disconnection came through.
Unlucky indeed.
But yeah, I think other than that, it shouldn't affect them too much because at the end of the day, when you look at Oro Digitos, they can still play at a slightly faster tempo compared to M8 Hexa.
Yeah, probably they had a little bit of connection problem, which is slightly probably affecting them. Yeah.
Yep. And now another update from our production, just to keep you guys in the loop. I think M8 Hexas now is their turn to face a bit of a connection issues. Hopefully that will be fixed. The first one was concluded pretty quickly, and the second one should be done pretty soon. The client doesn't allow an immediate unpause. Gives the players a 1 minute to kind of sort things out, take a breather for a bit. But Fennec, that is pretty standard jungle build. You want to go for some. I've seen some Fennec go for the Soul Reaver, which I don't really agree with. Yes, it gives you flat damage and lifesteal, but when you think from a marksman perspective, the attack speed, the HP percentage shred is always more valuable because you want to keep tapping and auto-attacking your enemies.
True. I do agree with that.
And also at the same time, I think like Crixie, I think we had this conversation about Crixie on the way to the studio.
Yeah,
you were talking
Crixie.
about you were talking about how you don't think Crixie is the main hero to kind of look out for. You say that she needed a lot of items. She
needed a lot of items.
Looks very wouldn't say streamlined, just very generic, very general, right? But the power of Crixie is that, first of all, she has everything that a mage needs.
Yeah, she has the long range poke.
She has crowd
She has
control.
the knock up.
Exactly, she has crowd control.
She
She
has
has
to
wave
land.
clear.
Yeah, she has to land the combo, like her ultimate, the moonfall.
Yeah.
With her stuns correctly, then it will probably do a lot of help for his team.
And I think a lot of mages lack the ability that Crixie has, which is self-defense. And I'm talking it from perspective of when you get near to Crixie, you have to worry about the moonfall.
Yeah.
There's constant damage onto your heroes. Most of the mages don't really have that kind of ability where you get up close to them and they can retaliate instantly. Maybe heroes like L'Oreal can kind of fight it out with the wheel, with Smite, with the ultimate Smite. Maybe Tulin can kind of duke it out with the Thunderbird and Thunderclap. He has a bit of mobility with that. But other than that, if you look at mages like Preda, which we don't really see often, if you look at mages like Kali or Illumia, they don't exactly can defend themselves.
What about Sephira? Sephira could defend herself. She has the heal as her ultimate. She has the stun around her.
Oh yeah, I think you were pretty looking forward to Sephira being picked today, right?
We didn't really see any Sephira pick so far.
No, we have not.
Yeah.
We have not seen the Sephira pick. We have not seen the Sephira ban. You were talking about Sephira being played mid as well. Oh. How do I ask this? Why do you think Sephira? In your mind, like how do you justify Sephira going mid? I kind of understand the logic that she has big AOE, she has heal and damage. They label her as support, but she has high AP scaling. But in the grand scheme of things, do you prefer her as a mid laner or as a support?
I'll prefer her as a mid roamer, as in like you play mid, but at the same time she have to look out around the map, see anyone nearby, maybe the jungle, especially if the jungle's in trouble, she can just go towards the jungle and just help her jungle.
Yeah, I think it kind of justifies Sephira's ability. Unfortunately, so far we have not seen her picked up by any teams yet, so might just have to wait for that to happen. And I think it also kind of feels like the meta is slowly being solidified by these 4 teams so far. We have not seen Group E just yet, but maybe we might see Sephira next week, or maybe towards the playoffs where the series are actually BO5 and BO7 instead of just a BO3. But another hero that I think we have not seen daylight just yet is Arum.
Yeah, Arum. It was quite a pretty popular pick previously in other tournaments, like because of her ultimate, she locks you down, then it's like a win-win damage. You damage me, your teammate gets hurt too. So I'm pretty surprised it wasn't picked up yet for this ESL.
And I think Aram is also very notorious for how strong her level 1 is. We talked about how Kreenak or Fanny can clear jungles quickly at level 1. Against Aram, like you don't want to fight her at level 1. She's just too darn strong. The Lion Tamer allows her to constantly recover HP when she damages with it. That damage is based on HP percentage as well. You can't really touch her. No one can fight her. She builds full tank. The uncage is long range stun, and of course the ultimate. You have to choose, right? Do you want to hit her and kill your own teammate, or you want to let it slide? So Aram, notorious for that. Have not seen her just yet, so I'm waiting for that to happen.
Yeah. So speaking of heroes, now we're discussing on heroes, like what exciting heroes, like interesting heroes did you see on Wednesday that you really didn't expect?
I think Scud is the first one. I really did not expect Scud to make it through. More than one time, I thought that one time was it. You know, it might be a pocket pick. Bren Esports pull it out of their pocket and just say, hey, we're gonna run your backline with the power glove. I thought that was it, but after that, I think during the series between Axis Nakama and Oro Digitos, there was also a Scud pick as well. Maybe it could be a team thing, maybe it could be a player preference. But yeah, that was one of the picks that I did not expect to see at all.
So here, quick question. Do you prefer a tank Scud or full damage Scud?
It's like the reference of the game we played, right? We had this tank Scud. Okay, on our team, so we had a tank Scud on our team, right? And then both of us were in the game. The enemy had a damage. After that game, I prefer tank Scud a bit more. You know, just because he doesn't die.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't die and he still kills people.
Yeah, he's like the guy standing in front, trying to protect the team.
It was an eye opener. It was definitely an eye opener. So I think you have my answer. I prefer tank Scud, but I don't know about you. Do you still prefer the one punch man, or you like the bulky guy?
Alright. I still prefer the tank. Same like you.
Yep, high five.
High five. And we'll be back into game. Now you can see us real a little bit of trouble. The Moonfall managed to take one member down. Look at Casey going in. M8 Hexa continuing on the chase, 3 member down. And that will be double kill going on to the Hayate.
And what did I say? What did I say? Triple kill for Casey.
Triple.
But Rio, the Crixie, has a self-defense mechanism. You can't just dive her. We saw Era running towards a Vindicator, trying to pinwheel in, but he had to barrel roll out back to the fountain due to that mistake. Era also got caught in the crossfire. The long-range shuriken from Casey. A bit too much for Oro Digitos to deal with. Slight mistake, and it's a big price to pay.
A sudden lot of action going in the moment we just connected. Straight triple kill. Whoa, ESL is really bringing a lot of show. Now speaking of show, looks like probably a team fight gonna start. Can see that Sister walking into the bush with 3 men. It's a little bit of trouble. Oops.
Mina?
He's trying to get out. Rio coming in for backup, but a disengage right there.
Yeah, and then the power of Mina, pretty simple. You pull someone in, you taunt them with the ultimate. Prey saving that for now in case a fight happens. But Kreenak ready for the drone draw. Era stepping a bit too far. The Moonfall comes in. Era cannot get out. Does not have the ultimate. Is Din with an easy execution onto the Liliana. Seems like Oro Digitos, they want to go for the Might Golem. 7 was there to try to steal it away, but not able to make it in time, which means that one will go over to AIM. But what do you think? What do you think that Oro Digitos needs to do at this point of the game?
At this point, they have to slowly not get caught one by one, because you see the problem is that you can see that the problem now is that Kreenak is at level 11, is so far ahead now. Speaking of ahead, Prey getting caught on by Sister.
Ooh.
One man attacking the tower. Moonfall comes through. Aim getting hit by the Moonfall, but managed to survive that.
Yeah, and we talked about tempo from the start of the game, and tempo only works if you have the lead. And M8 Hexa right now, they are the one who has the advantage over Oro Digitos in terms of map control, in terms of net worth, in terms of how they play the game, which means that you cannot play fast anymore. Now you're forced to play your opponent's game, and that is not good for for Oro Digitos. Era still trying to catch up. He's level 7. He's a level below Sister.
A 3 level below his own Fennec. A little bit of struggling right there. He probably needs to farm up a little bit to actually join fight. Because what we can see, the problem here is that he was caught out quite a lot of time by the Crixie and also the Kreenak.
Yeah, and Era he had an amazing game on day number 1 against Axis Nakama. He was using the Liliana as well. You can see that this guy is mechanically gifted, but it seems like he is struggling in this game. All the resources, all the objectives going over to MA Hexa. They got the Dark Slayer, they got the Abyssal Dragon. They're pushing in all 3 lanes, and guess what? They summon the Drake.
Yeah, the Drake is now rushing through the bottom lane, and you can see that 3 members of M8 Hexa is preparing at the bot lane, stand by, waiting for the Drake to come by and just waiting for a chance to action. But now they're slowly rotating into the mid lane. Sister rushing in, Crixie throwing out her pokes. Oh, look at Krignak, just being aggressive on the expert.
Yeah, and MA Hexa, they want to go for the end right now. They have all lanes pushed in. The dragon is still slowly coming in, and that is pretty smart. You don't release the dragon right in front of the objective. You let it go down the lane, so you have time to set up all your minion waves in accordance to the tempo that you want to play. But it seems like Din Din has no regards for enemy, goes right in, gets the first kill, and there is that instant rush in from the side of MA Hexa. It seems like they're going to look for the victory. And dare I say, I'm going to place my bets right now that should be the end game fight.
Yeah.
Right, under 10 minutes. I was talking about how, MA Hexa had a slow game 1 on day number 1, but this one, they came in hard.
Yeah, they came in hard. You can see how aggressive Krignak was. He was so ahead in leveling up. He just has no fear. He just drop all he likes.
I'm just gonna say, if somehow MA Hexa weren't able to close that game, that means we have a series ahead. But it seems very unlikely.
Let's make a prediction of what might probably happen. The Drake probably just went in, hit the core.
So, So here's my prediction, right?
Yeah,
they lost. Krignak killed one guy. The famous last sighting. The last sighting was that the whole team of Hexa just kind of went past tier 3 and ran onto Oro Digitos. So if anything, that should have been the end of the fight.
Yeah, that should be really. They should have closed it off. You can see just now there was around 1 or 2 members that from the side of Oro Digitos that was already down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think okay, let's just turn it up a notch, right? Let's say okay, the game actually ended.
Yeah.
What can Oro Digitos do better in game number 2?
Okay. Probably since now you say it's a global ban pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. MA Hexa can no longer take back the hero they just picked in that game.
Yep.
So now giving them a chance to probably they could pick up Krignak for themselves.
Yeah, they could, but MA Hexa can ban out that hero as well.
Yeah, true.
I think Krignak is always going to be a good hero. High damage, HP percentage shred, high mobility, and most important of all, I think he has great sustain with the Horn Rush, and of course, he's a tank shredder. The more HP you have, the more percentage he kind of cuts through. So it's always going to be a really powerful jungler for the side of for any team that manages to select that hero. But other than that, I also feel like Oro Digitos, we kind of set the tempo. As for me, I said, I like their drafts. I think they can play really fast. They have the ability to accelerate the speed of the game, but it never happened. I think it all started when they tried to go for Crixie and forgot the fact that MA Hexa can easily retaliate.
Yeah, not only that, when you go for a Crixie, you can see a Krignak right there next to Crixie. So if you go for a Crixie, you will get bitten by the Krignak instead. So it's like, surprise!
Exactly, and guess what? The game actually ended. We'll show you guys to the results screen. There we go. It's simple. Under 10 minutes, MA Hexa just closed the door on Oro Digitos. Nothing much to be said about that. Din Din and Casey, they put a phenomenal performance.
Yeah. Not only that, we also have to give props to the Tain for being quite a really good front liner. He's been trying to protect his teammate a lot, zoning out teammate from Oro Digitos.
Yeah, and at the same time, I feel like Casey especially got a really good fight at the triple kill that we witnessed when we kind of came back from the disconnection. You can play fast, you can run at MA Hexa, but at the same time, you have to give them respect that they can easily retaliate. Crixie can do that, Hayate can obviously do that with the Shuriken, and they were trying to mow through Sister. You're trying to walk past a front line as if the Tain never existed, and I think that was one of the careless mistakes that Oro Digitos did that led to this result.
So from the damage, you can see Crixie did a lot of damage. She did around 33% from overall.
I mean, this is what happens when you run into an ultimate, right?
Yeah.
You run into an ultimate, you try to kill her off, you just immediately get shredded. And I think nothing much needs to be said for game number 1. It's just M8 Hexa with complete dominance over Oro Digitos. I think the best that Oro Digitos can do for now is just to recompose, think about game number 2. But at the same time, fortunately enough for them, if they somehow lose out this series, they still have the lower bracket to run through.
Yeah, they still have a lower bracket to run through. But I wonder how would it go? Okay, what's your prediction for the next match? Like, what are they gonna pick? Probably based on the Wednesday's picks.
Yeah, I think if we look back at Wednesday, I can't wait. I still want to see Safera. I still want to see Oro Digitos bring out what they did to Axis Nakama in the previous game, in the previous series on Wednesday. But we'll start things off. M8 Hexa, they've used Hayate and Varus to win. They were like, you're not gonna get it, we're gonna ban them out. No Hayate, no Varus, and Oro Digitos, they'll ban out Fennec.
Yeah, they'll ban out Fennec. Because since it's a global ban pick, and they already used up the Varus, they've used up the Hayate. Now they're on the blue side. They obviously want to get this priority pick away from Oro Digitos.
Violet taken up by Oro Digitos, and that means that heroes like Darcy is now open for M8 Hexa. Florentino as well, the Nickelback lookalike, as Gideon like to put it. Florentino's going to be selected by M8 Hexa, which leaves Darcy still wide open if Oro Digitos wants to pick it up. M8 Hexa had one game on Darcy. It was phenomenal. They crushed Bren Esports with that pick. But Oro Digitos, they might want to revert back to what they previously did. What they previously picked. Lindis would be the first one to be selected.
If Florentino is being picked here, I think a really good pick now probably to counter Florentino maybe the Arum or Omen to lock Florentino down. Or maybe a Bowdom.
I think the problem with Bowdom is that you don't want to put him in a DS lane. Actually, speaking about counters to Florentino, people might disagree on this, but but personally for me, one of the counters to Florentino is actually a rogue, or DS lane rogue, and you have no idea how well rogue works. I've seen it on Wednesday. That rogue, you don't bring a sword to a gunfight, right? That's the basic concept of a modern duel. But Oro Digitos, they open up with two of the picks that we saw on Wednesday. It's gonna be the Scud and the Lindis.
Yeah, the Scud. Like we discussed earlier, tank Scud or damage Scud, and now Oro has picked up the Scud.
It's gonna be damage with Bren Esports. RTG played Scud in their first game against M8 Hexa. That guy absolutely crushed the game. So Oro Digitos slowly falling back to the comfort zone, and I like this coming out from them. They know that this game is important. It could be they're testing the waters, like you pointed out. They were like, let's get a feeling of what M8 Hexa wants to do. Let them pick their best pick, and we will kind of adapt from there. But Darcy will be picked up by M8 Hexa, and Bowdom is going to be the next one to follow.
M8 Hexa, you can see they are just trying all their best to secure all the priority picks. You see now the strongest mid laner Darcy has been picked out, and even a Bowdom.
Yeah, with that, Darcy as well is one of the interesting heroes. We have seen Darcy mid, but we've also seen Darcy jungle. And if you remember, Darcy jungle was a nightmare to deal with. Dimensional Portal is one of the strongest skills that Darcy has in his arsenal. He can go invisible, he has mobility, he has damage. The Dimensional Portal always pulls you back no matter where you go. But Oro Digitos, they've seen Bowdom, which means that they won't be able to take it away. They can consider the Tain if they want to. It's always a contest between Tain and Bowdom. But Chokna seems to be the hero that they're hovering over. They might lock it in.
Chokna being hovered over, and it will be picked up. Now, the second phase ban has started, and they have taken out the Tel-Anas.
Yes, Tel-Anas.
KC has been quite good on the Tel-Anas. So far, I've seen all games that KC played, he played a really decent Tel-Anas. So I guess this is kind of like a targeted ban to KC.
Yeah, it's not just a targeted ban, it's also a ban. It's also the fact that Tel-Anas is just super strong. You have the Arrow of Chaos. I think I pointed this out again and again, but for those who didn't manage to catch catch that breakdown. Arrow of Chaos, long range, good engage tool, good disengage tool. And Taranas has monstrous scaling towards the late game. But M8 Hexa, they will ban out the Predator.
They ban out the Predator. The Liliana will also be taken out. Now, interesting ban.
Yeah, Liliana, I think you can. It's kind of negligible at this point. Oro Digitos, you don't ban Crixie obviously because Crixie was picked. Liliana is gonna be the last one to be taken out from the hero pool. But M8 Hexa will have the luxury of the first pick of the second phase, and afterwards ending it with the last. And afterwards, Oro Digitos will have the luxury of the last pick. But before that, M8 Hexa still has one hero to take out.
The Crickneck.
No, I was thinking of the Crixie.
Oh,
They actually banned the Crixie. I was about to say maybe they want to ban out the Crixie because they used it in the previous game. Oro Digitos can get their hands on it, and they banned out the Crixie. So 3 heroes that were previously picked by M8 Hexa, they eliminate it straight away.
Now, going into the second phase of the picks, will they be picking up the same hero they picked up on Wednesday? I remember they picked up the Delchan.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm still looking at the Delchan. I really like that hero. We've seen Illumia once. I wouldn't mind if it's Kali either. Actually, Kali is kind of decent. What they need right now is obviously a mage.
Yeah, a mage at the mid lane.
And they might run a double marksman.
Yeah, double marksman. I was thinking about that. Maybe a Wildheim.
But it seems like it's going to be a crash. So the last hero for Oro Digitos is definitely 99% a mage. 99% a mage.
I always have this love towards Crest because his metamorphosis is like, when it works well, when he get his items, he's just like unstoppable. It's like
Yeah.
Horizon the Kraken.
Yeah, awaken the Kraken.
Yeah.
So now M8 Hexa, they will lock in their last 2 picks. Which Necrof has been banned I think 3 times. But we might finally see Necrof for the first time debuting in this championship. And M8 Hexa, they have a good winner to go for it because no one on the side of Oro Digitos is actually good at catching Necrof. And that is a wet dream for this hero. So Necrof will be the pick, and Valheim will be the last one.
A Leicester pick. I only remember that a Leicester was picked up by M8 Hexa on Wednesday against Bren Esports. But now Oro Digitos is gonna pick up a Leicester for themselves. A really rare pick. I never really seen a Leicester pick before.
Yeah, because Leicester is a control mage, right? The ultimate requires you to just stand there and channel it. So if you get caught out, I think, and that was the problem with M8 Hexa during their first game against Bren Esports. They picked out the Leicester as well. It never worked out because the backline was always getting penetrated by Bren Esports. The last pick, Leicester, we'll see what he has to bring to the table. I was expecting the Delchan. The Delchan would definitely still work well against what M8 Hexa can bring to the table. Because heroes like Florentino and Acro want to get up close and personal. You have the Blizzard. You have the Blizzard give you the extra armor and AoE damage. But he's probably worried that M8 Hexa will play as fast as they did. And with this current lineup, it's going to get way worse.
Now, with the Chokna, the Crest, the Leicester, the Lindis, and the Scud being picked out on the side of Oro, what will we say about this team composition?
I think this is kind of out of the books a bit for me. I wouldn't say that. I would have to go with M8 Hexa. I think if I really have to pick, I think M8 Hexa, not just because of how they played in the previous game, it's just because how this lineup just looks more complete.
Yeah, they picked up quite a lot of like top tiers hero, like the Florentino, the Darcy, the Bowdem. All these are quite a hot band in ESL, and they actually managed to pick it up.
Well, we'll see if it works out for them because the game is ready. We'll jump into game 2 of this upper bracket finals between M8 Hexa and Oro Digitos.
Oh, pretty slow and steady start. You can see that M8 Hexa slowly invading their jungle. They're going out for the Might Golem for a little bit good hit start right now. Din will secure the Might Golem buff for them, and at the mid lane you can see that Chokna getting picked out
Yeah.
by Aleister.
The classic Necro start, one of the best counter junglers in the entire game. How to play Necro? You don't show up on the map, right? When you show up, you start taking the towers. That is how you play Necro. You clear all the lanes, you clear all the jungles, and you just make your enemy's life hard. And now it seems like early interaction in the jungle might go actually stolen away by Din Din. They might try to go for the fight. Yas trying to run away. They have to pop the heal to get everyone to safety. Din Din not able to get the knockup for now, but it's all 5 members from Oro Digitos to the middle lane. Great skirmish early on.
A great counter jungling, you know, a great comeback from the side of MX Hexa. They know that they are taking their jungle, they straight go for that. And Din Din managed to secure the buff back for their own team.
Yeah, and it's a kicker. It's a kicker in Oro Digitos. As they came, they brought 3 or 4 members for that Might Golem, and they ended up getting stolen away by the Nakrof. And they also lost their own Might Golem, which means that Nakrof is gonna hit level 4 right now. And there we go, got his ultimate. And they can look to secure that Abyssal Dragon. Emit Hexa setting that priority straight. Abyssal Dragon up in 5 seconds. We'll see if they can make this work out. But guess what? Din Din found a better target. It is aim on that Lin. It's KC now going in with a yellow shuriken. Go for the stun, not go for the kill just yet. Nakrof will turn on to that Spirit Sentinel.
Will Scud? Oh, Scud looks like Scud doesn't really try to contest it. He can't. He's just alone right there with the MA Hexa. Now Din Din going for the Might Golem once again.
Yeah, and you really have to find a way to deal with this this Nakrof, because again, best counter jungler in the game. He will rinse and repeat. He will continue doing this until you just lose out on all your resources. And Lindis has nowhere to go.
Yeah.
She has the bot side. You get the Sage Golem, sure. You get the bottom quadrant of the camp, sure. But you're losing the top quadrant. And that is 3 camps down. It's not good if you're a marksman that wants to scale. Mr. Dragon now will go over to M8 Hexa.
Sister really doing a very good job protecting her siblings. He's just standing there, stopping Oro Digitos from coming near the Abyssal Dragon.
Yeah, and you feel like Oro Digitos maybe feeling a bit lost at this point of time. They're still trying to get the Lindis online. You can see Lindis aim at level 5, but he's going to have experience deficiency compared to Din Din. That is 3 might buffs that he missed if you include the counter jungle, and Din Din is not going to stop. They're playing a really fast tempo. They see prey right now. MA Hexa engaging onto the Chogna, but Chogna pretty tanky running through. Era comes in, but Detonation's prison. He traps Era, but Casey gets called out. Brought back. It's vindication for the Scud. Oro Digitos, they draw first blood.
You can see the strength coming out from the Aleister. Basically, Casey was pretty stuck by Aleister's skill, then that's how it gave enough time for Oro Digitos to come for backup.
Yep, and that is, again, a great pushback from that Wild Beast charge from the Scud. They ultimately with the gauntlet pushing everyone back, and it kind of isolated the member of MA Hexa as well. Unfortunately enough for them, the Nakrof is still leading. Is still kind of playing at a fast pace. Slightly behind Lindis, but they might try to go for more kills. It's on to Vindicated though, so you have to be really careful because Vindicated can just charge right through.
Oh, he's trying to get the Scud, but the Scud is, like you say, too tanky. They can't get him, but Din Din going in for the dive and Vindicated a little bit of trouble.
Ooh.
He's still surviving. Ooh, he managed to walk out safely. The teammate coming up for backup.
Yeah, and Era was perfect with that ultimate. He locked down Florentino, made sure the 7 couldn't connect with the triple threat, or else Vindicated would have certainly died from that dive. Great reaction, knowing where the enemies are. Era was the lifesaver of that fight.
Era's playing Aleister really well, breaking our... Usually we think like Aleister is not really useful, but in this game we are slowly to see how Aleister is being fully utilized.
Yep, exactly. And now Florentino hiding in the brush. 7 might be looking for a potential target, but unfortunately, Oro Digitos, they're always sticking together. Sister playing that front line bottom as always, flips prey back, but it's a Chogna that you're looking at. He gets that rune off. He's gonna run away with the extra shield.
Oh, the second Abyssal Dragon is up, but the focus of MA Hexa is actually now on the top lane. They are now trying to get the Scud. 3-man diving in, Vindicated getting knocked up. A little bit of trouble, and Vindicated will be taken down by 7.
Yeah, this time backup was not there. They brought 2 people, didn't work out. They brought the 3rd man, and it was sufficient for MA Hexa to get the kill. Now Oro Digitos, they finally rotated to the top lane. They didn't lose that tier 1, which is a good a good news for them at least.
Yeah, they did come a little bit late to the party, but speaking of party, at the bot lane, Metamorphosis getting hit out. Sister coming up for backup. Oh,
Yeah.
Bowdem diving in, but it's just a battle of tanks. The ultimate missed out.
Yep, Valor coming in with the Nature's Prison, not landing as the Crash did sidestep that, but knowing that Hexa do not have the Bowdem ultimate, it's a green light for them to be a bit more aggressive because, like I said, Nature's Prison, one of the strongest, highest impact ultimate in the game, and if you don't have it, you're giving your enemies a lot of room to work with. And now, like the Abyssal Dragon is up, Din waiting for the opportunity to go right in, but not going to get the kill. They might focus on the Abyssal Dragon. It seems like the dance will continue with Oro Digitos having the control over that area.
But they have to back out a little bit because Crash ulti is up. But speaking about that, at the bot lane, 4 men are ganking onto Casey.
Oh.
Casey will be taken down. Prey a little bit of trouble. Prey is taken down. And now they are just poking on Sister, but Bowdem is a tank. That will be 2 men down.
And again, it is Era with the ultimate. He locked down KC and they all just committed to the dive. And at one point, it seemed like MHX might get something in return. They did get Prey again. Era with the ultimate showing. Oh, Vindicator comes in, gets the charge off, but Rio has the extra movement speed to just get out of the way before he gets knocked back.
Aleister using his ultimate a little bit too early, I guess, just now. But speaking about early, their fight starting now. 7 trying to get up, but Prey pushes them back. Now backup comes, but Prey is still chasing on to 7.
Yeah,
Oh,
Din having the right idea to go for Scud, didn't expect Linus to be there as well. But the good thing is you cannot really catch Necroft. He always has mobility. Era being jumped on. Damage coming in from Rio. Dimensional. The power of primordial dimension, whatever you call it, the force, right? But there is the kill in the middle lane. It seems like Rio, unfortunately, not able to survive that. Scud comes in, gets the wild beast charge, smacks him back into the tower, and Era says thank you very much.
yep. Chokna doing a really good job rotating around the map. Now he's like, Abyssal Dragon is up. Oh, it's not up, it wasn't taken.
Yeah,
So now they are trying to take it away. Look at Prey just zoning away, but Sister
They
is
should
also...
get it right.
Oh,
It's been a bummer if Sister just walked in and got
imagine Bowdem just threw his ulti.
yeah, with the wild storm and just runs it away. You can actually trap objectives with that Nature's Prison.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of that ultimate, but you usually don't do that.
Prey and Sister, it's like having a love-hate relationship right there against the tanks.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? Vindicated might be the target of an assassination though, and
Oh, that will be pause issue.
come on. I'm pretty sure he's dead. Pretty sure he's dead.
But we can see a little bit difference right here is that Scud is paying a little more attention. They are paying a little more attention on the top side. You can see the jungler, especially Din.
Yeah, you don't want the Scud to get out of control,
Yeah.
and we kind of saw the example of that when it happens. Scud just absolutely obliterates your carry, so
Yeah.
you want to keep the Scud under control, and one of the ways to do so is how you handle Azuka as well. You constantly pressure him, you kill him, make sure he doesn't get any resources, you clear out the quadrant of the jungle that he is, he's handling basically the DS lane quadrant, and you take away the tower. You take away tier 1, you limit where the Scud can go.
Yeah, Din is already way ahead. He could just easily walk to the mid lane, to the bot lane to help his teammate, but no, he decided to stay in the top lane and cripple up the Scud, not let him farm out, take away the top tier 1 tower. That's what they're aiming for.
And Necroft is actually a ticking time bomb, and the later the game goes, the more efficient Necroft is. He starts to get his island, he hits harder, and you'll reach a point where you just don't see Necroft, and when you see it, you lose towers.
Like you say, you don't see Necroft in the whole game.
Yeah, it reminds me of the movie Now You See Me. Right, you just don't see it. It's like Nakama is like the horseman. They should make the horseman cosmetic for this guy, right? You don't see him, he shows out of nowhere, he pulls out a magic trick, and suddenly you lost the game. That's easy win.
Nickelback and the Horseman in top lane fighting against this guy.
Nickelback and the horseman. So what? The Necroft is like the drummer. I can never get that joke out of my head.
Thanks to Gideon.
Thanks to Gideon.
Yeah.
I mean, he's having a great time. I have a lot of inner jokes about him, but we have to save that for another day.
Yeah.
Kind of running away from topic, but yeah, I think Nakrov is he has a high skill cap, and the unique thing about Nakrov is that he doesn't work like your conventional jungler, right? Other than the fact that he always counter jungles, his split pushes very well, he has a lot of mobility. He's also the hero that is terrible at team fighting. You almost never see a Nakrov in a full-blown team fight where he just shows up and tries to fight. He's the cleanup crew, right? He's the rubbish collector. Comes in, you know, takes bits and pieces and doesn't claim. You know, hashtag this is mine. That's what Nakrov does.
Yeah. He's still quite a lot of might buff away from Lindis. You can see now. Speaking about jungler, looking at Lindis, we don't really see her potential yet. Like, we didn't really see much of her yet so far.
Yeah, she was crippled early on, and while we were at that, I actually have an update from the production side. All the M8 Hexa players did disconnect.
But
it's now,
like,
there we go.
All.
There we go. He's dead. I mean, if the Scud survives, then that's probably a tank Scud, but
he's dead.
He's building Omni Armor. You don't have the damage for that.
Now you see that rotation, that strong rotation coming in from Oros. They're just constantly going mid, bot, mid, and now to top side. They want to protect the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and it's just a classic Nakrov thing.
Metamorphosis coming through, fighting KC. The Wild High is stunning, but backup is here.
We gotta run.
Whoa!
He needs to run.
Oh.
He sidesteps the Nature's Prison and...
That Miss Ulti coming in from the bottom.
Yep.
And speaking of Miss Ulti, mid lane. Oh, team fight almost started, but Din with the high mobility managed to just go away.
And Era is one of those heroes that can easily stop Nakrov in the strike. You lock him down with your ultimate, it's not going anywhere. So Oro Digitos, they say, well, if you try to bullet crash twice, you know, if you guys don't want to fight fair 1 versus 1, we'll bring the whole village down here.
Din once again just dominating the top side jungle. I guess at this point, Lindis just doesn't need to bother going to her own jungle
But
anymore.
you have to be careful with Scud though.
Yeah.
One power glove and Din is down to 60% health.
Now look at that rotation coming into the bot lane. Oh, Rio getting locked down by Leicester. Ultimate and poked down by Wildhide.
That almost went horribly because Era lost vision of Rio at the last second. And thank God he still got the ultimate down, or it would have been a wasted flicker. But Oro Digitos, they will turn their attention to the Abyssal Dragon.
Yeah, they do not waste their time. They take out one member down on the side of M8 Hexa, and they straight go for the Abyssal Dragon, get that boost back. And now at the bot lane, they are trying to get the tier 1 tower.
And now Bowdem has his Nature's Prison up as well. He's going to use it straight away. Traps the crash in the Metamorphosis. Tower is definitely go down. The fight breaks out. Oro Digitos wants to go for a kill, but Sister know that he has to give up his life for this. They lose the tower and they will lose the Bowdem in the process.
What I would say about the Bowdem's it was used at a really good timing. It's just that it didn't lock up enough members.
Yeah, it's a big price to pay as well, but Oro Digitos, they will turn their attention towards that middle lane tier 1, and it's also one of the bane of Nakrov. If your opponents are doing your job, taking over the map, you won't be able to do much, getting locked down.
Oh, Leicester putting an ulti on the Nakrov, but Nakrov walk away. Now they are putting their attention at the mid lane tier 1 tower. 3 men, 4 men coming in. 4v4 at the mid lane. Oh, they are diving in the tower. Knocks up yet a little bit. Era getting knocked under the tower. The tower hit will kill him now. Proceed now. M8 Hexa looks like they have to back away. Din doesn't give up. He just swipes across the wall, come back. Now Sister will be taken down. Next 2 men down on the side of M8 Hexa. Will Din be the next victim? And he's still surviving, and Din will be taken. The 4th man will be taken, and now they can take down the mid lane.
Yeah, it looked like a great fight for M8 Hexa. Din was styling, he was having a lot of fun, but unfortunately fun doesn't win new games, and Casey is going to be the last one to be taken out. The ace coming out and pray. He must have went to church this morning because he's still alive. Oro Digitos might be looking for that first high ground tower of the game. They might not be able to end this, but they've created a big advantage for the team.
Yeah, they went from like 4 mic buffs getting stolen to now taking all their towers.
Yeah, it seems like they are dropping a better mixtape than Nickelback's album.
This is what I like about Crash. You can see many times when Crash throw out his metamorphosis, it works.
Yeah, of course it works. Just need the rage bar to come out and might be an ambush though. And Hexa only they now have a lot of work to do, because at this point, at this stage of the game, Scud can easily take out one lane all of his own, and the rest of Oro Digitos, they know this. They will send Scud to go and split push, and they'll start taking down objective. And Era is showing the power of that Alistar.
Now all tier 1 tower has been taken down. Oro is still on the top side, stomping the tier 2 top tower. They are not stopping, they are continuing the fight.
Getting caught out by the ultimate is going to go down before throwing his Nature's Prison down. 40 seconds on the clock. Metamorphosis is going to run into both 7, and Rio didn't come in trying to style on the rest of Oro Digitos, but guess what? Scott is here, Yan is there. They throw out the Gazer, and now the rest of MA Hexa has to start flickering away. 7 out of the fight. Second high ground tower down, and Oro Digitos, they are looking for the game number 3, and Din not being able to do his magic for now. Gets 3-shotted by AIM, and ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 is in our sights. Oro Digitos, they tie up the series.
A really, really tough game. Intense game coming from intense game 2, I would say.
Yeah, Necros, someone is going to be kicked out of the band. I'm just calling it.
Probably they won't, cause it's a global band pick.
Yeah,
you can't pick back the same band members.
Yeah, Oro Digitos though, I really am surprised of how they managed to utilize their lineup, and especially the Crash and the Alistar. Alistar, first time when we saw Emmett Hexa pick up the hero, we were like, okay, kind of understand what this hero wants to do. You want to lock down that thing. It's a great counter to Necrof. You lock him down, he doesn't go anywhere. You kill him off before the ultimate wears off. We'll take a look at the results as we continue to discuss a bit more about the power of Alistar. Now, the X factor between Emmett Hexa's Alistar on Wednesday and Oro Digitos' Alistar just now was that there was a proper front line for Oro Digitos. Emmett Hexa did not have that luxury.
Yeah, they had the Crest, they have the Chokna, which is actually, they have 2 good frontliners for them already.
Yes, they didn't die the whole game. This guy, 0-0 and 6, and of course AIM 8-0 and 3. Absolute wondrous performance. Emmett Hexa taking the beating in that second game, and what seemed like a strong start, Oro Digitos starting to find their footing. AIM, guy is full slotted. At one point we were like, well, Lindis pretty far behind.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Din is
better.
You know, Din playing the game of his life, stealing camps, taking lanes, you know, killing people. But at the end of the day, numbers speaks volumes. And numbers is everything. Look at him, 71k damage.
Actually, Scott did quite pretty decent damage too, despite like he's constantly getting aimed by 2 people at the top lane.
Yeah. At one point, we saw how Din always visits top lane and try to kill off the Scud. But towards, I think, the later stages of that game, every time Din sees Vindicated, he started running, because one power glove took away like 40% of his HP, and he was like, oh crap, now I can't fight this big guy. You know, he's like the Scud is like the kid that you bullied in primary school, and he decided to go on like an extensive diet. He bulked up, and the next time you see him, he just smacks you in the face. That was what Vindicated did. He just gave Din a wake-up slap.
Yeah. So probably that's what I guess they did a little bit mistake. Like maybe Necrof committed too much at the top lane instead of like going at around at mid, going at bot, farming out more for his item. You see, he was constantly at top thinking he could cripple the Scud, but in the end, you just see one glove punch from Scud and his HP just go down. It's like all his effort at top lane just didn't work out.
Yeah, and it's also because of how Oro Digitos drafted. If you gank mid, Era locks you down with the ultimate. If you gank bot, good luck. You're not killing the Crash in any way. So who else can you take? Prey is not going to die. He's the Chokna. Scud, AIM, you're most likely not going to find Lindis, because the Chokna will always be following him as well. The best choice is Vindicated, but Scud, as always, doesn't really mind. Like if you don't build resistance, he will always give you a gut punch.
True. So, now speaking of frontliner, Bowdem
and Emmett Hexa.
So now we can see that bans has started. They have taken out the Fennec and also the Lindis. On the side of Team M8 Hexa, they have taken out the Hyatt.
Yeah, and right now, because it is game number 3, that's 10 heroes being picked up by both teams. So the mind games now kind of shifts in a different paradigm. Who do you prioritize taking out and who do you want to give over? And it seems like for M8 Hexa, they were like, no Hayate, no Varus, that's it. Final verdict, full stop, you're not getting it anyway.
It's really important right now because it is the third game, the deciding game to see who straight proceed to the finals for Group A. Now, the first pick taken by Oro Digitos would be the Violet.
Yep, Violet pretty straightforward. She was banned out in the previous 2 games, but right now the focus is on the Fennec, the Lindis, and M8 Hexa. They don't want to risk giving Hayate or Varus away just to ban out a Violet because Violet has been banned out by Oro Digitos for the past 2 games, and they finally have a chance to take it through because they know M8 Hexa. If Violet wasn't banned by Oro Digitos, M8 Hexa has to ban it because Oro Digitos will have the first pick, but M8 Hexa, they might bring out the Yena for this one.
Oh, the Teamy be a bro and the Yena will be taken out by M8 Hexa.
Well, we've seen the power of Yena. We've seen 7 on Yena during Wednesday. Guy has an app. He basically single-handedly won his team the game number 2 against Bren Esports because of how strong his Yena is. Now you put a Teamy in. What's better than one Yena? A Yena that can resurrect.
Yeah, it will be a little bit of problem right there with the Teamy pick locked in. But we'll see how Oro Digitos pick their hero against them.
Yeah, and honestly for Oro Digitos, they threw out a lot of power picks in game number 2 because they want to force this game 3. But right now, they might want to fall back to the more classic one. Maybe the Diao-chan, maybe the Omen, maybe the Tain. They have not picked up Tain yet, so that is still an option. But Omen also led through. One of the heroes that can go toe-to-toe with Yena, they're going to lock that in, and Diao-chan will be brought up for this deciding game as well.
Probably Omen would be really useful to lock down Yena, especially the Death Embrace.
Yep.
Yeah. So a really good pick to counter Yena right there, and also not forgetting Diao-chan.
Yeah.
Diao-chan also can just freeze her down. Oh, Tel-Anas, a pretty strong. Remember how Tel-Anas was banned in game 2 because I mentioned that KC is really strong on Tel-Anas, but now it is open for him. He will just straight pick it up.
It's KC's time to shine. But Omen, nice one by the way. But Omen against Yena. So as Yena, you don't really have to be too afraid of the Omen. I'm not saying that you have to let your guard down, but you have to keep in mind, Yena can fight in a Death's Embrace. You have the Crescent Strike, you have the dual wheel form. You can always chain your skills to kind of put out a fight against Omen, even when Omen has the Death Embrace onto you, and that is a good thing about Yena. We had this discussion pre-broadcast. Yena is the strongest, or one of the strongest DS laners, and guess what? 7 getting his pick on that. Darcy and Murad now being banned out in second ban phase.
Darcy is really I can imagine why they would want to ban out the Darcy. Because they don't want to let Oro take it. If Oro take it, it'll be a little bit of problem for them with Yena, then Teamy. Especially when Teamy's charging against you with a Putitu. You just put a Darcy, just teleport him back. That's a little bit of trouble.
I actually didn't think of that, but M8 Hexa, lock-in Rogue. Another hero that Omen doesn't really want to get up close and personal. And it falls back to what I said in game 2. You don't bring a sword to a gunfight.
Yeah. Oh, and it a pretty solid support right there.
I'm just gonna randomly throw it out there, and that gives me bad memories.
Why so?
Oh man, do I really have to say? So she caused me to die when she played Annette. That's it. That's a TLDR of what happened. But
that's just me. But Oro Digitos might play it really well with Annette.
Yeah,
you never know.
We've actually seen Annette. I think Oro Digitos played Annette on Wednesday. Prey had played an amazing game on that hero. It's just, the Hurricane Wall was on point. And come on, lock it in, lock it in.
Ooh.
There we go. It's a Mallow. I got it.
Yeah,
I'm a happy man. I'm happy.
We just mentioned about Mallet not being picked up yet, but we'll see it already in ESL MSP Championship Day 2 getting picked up by Oro Digitos.
Yeah, and that's extra prediction points for me. Hope I get a pay raise after this. Just
They
kidding.
probably hurt you.
They probably hurt it.
Yeah.
But it's just a joke, don't worry about it. Yeah, Malak, you take him for his ultimate. He's a strong laner, but his ultimate is just so darn valuable. Malak plus Omen. Oh man, I'm expecting a lot of actions to kind of go on in this match, especially how Oro Digitos can control a single area within a team fight. But MA Hexa, they might have something to say. They might pick up the Preda for this.
Preda, as we mentioned before, Preda, not optimal pick, but not really sure how they want to work it out with their team composition right now.
It feels like everything is out the window. They were like, and this is the beauty of global ban pick. You are starting to see teams diversify in terms of draft. They were like, oh crap, I picked the zero. I'm not letting my opponents pick it for the rest of the game. Now I have to think of something else. It's a constant mental warfare. Your brain is constantly thinking, how do I play around the amount of heroes that the game has to offer? And at one point, and this is just a best of 3. Imagine if it's a best of 5 or best of 7, we might see even more different heroes.
Yeah.
But seeing Malok and Preda being pulled out for the first time in this tournament, that itself puts a smile on my face because I love fresh heroes.
But I remember Preda was being banned on Wednesday, which surprises you.
Yeah,
So-
it really did. I did go through like those, you know, the community, not the community, I mean the online kind of tier list. We need to kind of do cross-reference. It's all about the prep before the tournament to figure out who is strong. And the thing is that sometimes it's player specific, sometimes it's team specific, and sometimes people just have different perspective when approaching a single hero. Yes, Preda is bad in a way that
It charged up. Really
you need to
slow.
charge, right? We played against a Preda yesterday.
Yeah.
We kind of see how we took advantage of how bad Preda is in certain aspect, but on the other hand, Preda clears way pretty fast, and she can actually fight with a lot of resistance as well. So we just have to see how MA Hexa is gonna play this out.
Even though, like you said, I'll add it on. Like Preda, although she charge really slow, but the advantage of her is that she clears wave really fast. Not only that, when she charge up to the maximum, it actually hurts.
And definitely,
Yes,
you can
actually
actually
hurt.
one shot an entire wave, and she works super well when you're fighting in a close and controlled area. And what these two teams have right now, area fighting capabilities, and
Yeah.
players gonna have a field trip with this if things go well. But the game is ready. We're gonna bounce right in and see which team wins out this series. It's game number 3 between M8 Hexa and Oro Digitos.
And we'll go straight into the game 3 between Oro Digitos and M8 Hexa. Who win this will proceed to the finals for Group A.
Yeah, and it's definitely not going to be everything out the window right now, because whatever plans that you have before game number 3 is all been done. Now it's a fresh page. It's a fresh page for both teams. But just a reminder, whoever wins this will have the first seed to the playoffs from Group A. And in the playoffs, if you are the first seed, you're going to be facing the second seed from the upcoming Group B, which will conclude next week. But that's all in the future for now. The present is these two teams, they know what's at stake.
Yeah, they know what's at stake. But if you lose this, you still get a second chance. You still just go to the loser bracket. You still can climb back up and be the second seed. But looking at the top side, a little bit of action starting there, but it's still safe right there.
And the lanes are going kind of how we expected. Didn't know catching prey in a bad spot forces that flicker out. No other choice.
Now, everything is still under control so far. Even it's close to the 2-minute timer. The Abyssal Dragon is going to spawn soon, but they are still playing around the top side. Now,
Lindo, ooh, they actually found him out. Vindicator pulls him right back to play Spectre. A bit of damage, but then they pause the determination. Era! Trying to get away, but not gonna happen. 7 gets that first blood. Lucky number 7 in lead and aim. Might have missed this shot this time. Casey is the one with the better aim. 2 kills for MA Hexa early on.
oh, the amount of damage poke coming from the rope. It was just so much, despite he is just he's just level 4, and you see how much HP he shreds. Speaking about shredding HP, now at the bot lane, yet getting shredded HP, but no fight's gonna be starting here.
And remember what I mentioned, Rogue likes to get up close and personal, and the amount of damage kept coming out from that one. I'm pretty sure that Digitos never expected that to happen. And now his sister on zoning duty is gonna be Emmett Hexa with the first Abyssal Dragon of the game.
Yeah, securing that Abyssal Dragon is slowly securing their spot closer to the finals of Group Stage A. Now looking at Yena going back to the top lane, going to fight the Omen with the Seagull, but at bot lane, sister is zoning out yet.
Yeah,
while Casey just slowly poking the tower.
And Omen is gonna find it a bit harder to fight right now. Yes, not pretty healthy. They have to start rotating people just to alleviate the pressure. It'll be Prey and Era forced to do that, and that means Era will miss out at least one wave in the middle lane. Because if you leave Prey in the lane, it's gonna take your tower, he will take your wave, and you can see what Rio is doing right now. He's getting out the wave as fast as he can. This will force Era to rotate back, or you need someone to cover, and AIM is the one to do so. But Din is ready for a fight.
Oh, Din going in, diving tower, AIM getting killed on. Will AIM go down? And AIM will be taken down now. Second, and Din diving the tower. He's tanking the tower, but he'll be exploded by Delchan.
Oh, Era, he has the stasis. It goes into an invulnerable state, and Emma Hexa gonna be baited right there. Great kill onto Din. That's a lot of bounty, but KC.
Oh, look at the strength of Tahanas. He's just poking from long range. The ulti coming through, he's just poking X-Spray from afar.
Yeah, and forcing Yas to come in as well. We still waiting for that Malak Shock. Very valuable ultimate as well. Yas and do some damage this time with the put zoning Yas away. But here comes the Shock on Sister. The beater bro should be able to bring him back to life. He'll come back to life. And the rest of Emma Hexa now want to join the fight.
Oh,
goes in, gets the first one, and he might be the second.
KC
trying to get away. But Prey says, you gotta pray harder than that. My faith is stronger.
That Malak Shock was done really well. He just knocks in, take one down. Then Casey was separated by the team. He's alone. He's just a marksman. He can't really do much, and he just dies.
Din pull back.
Good, Din. Look at the amount of... Oh, 4 men going down bot lane now. Timmy comes through, put charge, but he can't do much. He gets freezed by Delchan. Now 4 men at the bot lane. While Yena is just peacefully farming her Siege Golem at the top side. Now back to the action, bringing into the Abyssal Dragon. Oro Digitos starting the Abyssal Dragon. Will M8 Hexa contest this? Looks like they can't.
Yeah, they definitely can. Oro Digitos trying to amp up the aggression a bit, not wanting to fall too far behind. We saw what M8 Hexa can do with their tempo. And if you compare the Omen and the Yena is in a better spot, and Omen is actually behind the Rook as well. AIM still trying to catch up, still trying to go for his first core items. But Oro Digitos, the bright side is they can always fight when Yas has that ultimate.
Oh, Put coming in, charging, diving tower. Tahanas just poking the tower instead of Mela. They are giving priority to the towers.
Yeah, but taking down structures, you'll get control of the jungle as well, and that will allow you to traverse the map better. Din
a little bit lost right there. He's running away. But Vindicated probably get caught. Nope, they are now 5 men at the mid lane tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and it's all about the objectives. Objective-based gaming is the pinnacle of any mobile genre games. The Plix Spectre, they chunk out 3 members of Oro Digitos down to 70% health, but Emma Hexa, they're making the rotations and they're making sure that KC can come online when they need him the most. Malak with the shot.
Oh, the Mellow Shots comes in, but it didn't hit anyone.
Yeah, Delchan, he needs to start landing all those spells. Getting a more and more important, and 7, having the time of his life. 4k net worth has been uncontested the entire game.
Well, they have taken the Seagull, gaining extra vision right there for them. Now you can see slowly Oro Digitos is rotating to the mid side. They are trying to defend their tier 1 mid tower, but on the top side, look at Sister charging pretty good, stunning Yets. Casey just doing free hit damage from behind. This is the strength of a Timmy and a marksman.
Yeah, and MXR, they're just dragging Oro Digitos around the map. as if they are cows on a leash because already they have no idea what to do. Now they're trying to protect guts. They might be able to do so.
Oh, Casey a little bit out of position right there, but he managed to take down Malok while he goes down.
Yeah, Vindicator left alone to his own devices. Not able to protect that bottom lane tier 2. They were going to lose the middle lane as well. Hexa, they pulled 4 members to kill a single marksman and they got one in return. That went way better than Hexa might have expected, and they have completely secured all the objectives.
I find it pretty worth though, even though Casey lost his life at the top lane. He managed to secure 1 kill, but his team managed to take down the bottom tower, the mid tower. It is actually a plus point for them.
Yeah, that's a plus 100. I think Casey.
Yeah, it's a plus 100.
MX are just really finding the bearings in this game as well. And all Digitos, they need to stop the bleeding. The wound is getting bigger and bigger. And MX, they're just salt baying on all Digitos right now. Have some salt, have some vinegar, feel the pain, let you slowly bleed out as MX now go for the third Abyssal Dragon of the game.
So the second, they will be taking their second Abyssal Dragon. And now they have around 2k, 3k goal lead. That's not much, but they are definitely losing in sense of the towers.
Yeah, the focus is definitely going to be the top lane because the tier 1 is not down yet.
Yeah.
You can see MX are congregating on that spot. They put 7 to push out the bottom lane. 7 can hold his own ground, no problem. The rest of the team will just need to take down the tier 1. Or Digitos, they're just scrambling to defend the structure.
And now they are just dancing around the Dark Slayer. Are they really thinking to start it or just trying to bait them? Oh,
the fight starts.
In. Sister going in, the Putty Put stuns them. Tao Anas taking the tower instead of the team fight, but no worries, Teamy will be zoning them out. Preda charging. Oh, the Malok shots go in hit on Sister, but it doesn't matter. Din Din is hitting his bot, the back line. Oh, that will be 2 men down in this fight.
It was actually it won for 2 trades. 7 ended up dying. The Malok shot was a bit underwhelming. You are hitting onto a team who doesn't really care about that. Dark Slayer is going to be started out by Din Din. Prey might need to start run away. The witch might be sent back to church at this point. They exile her from the town. And aim trapped underneath that tier 2. It's going to get that poison gas bomb from Vio. The crit almost coming through.
Oh, he survives. Wow, meanwhile, look at Rook doing Dark Slayer just all by himself.
Yeah, they say a mustache man with a modified crossbow is stronger than a big monster or creature. However you put it. However you put it.
Now things are looking good for M8 Hexa, but however, Oro Digitos really needs to slowly play it out. Do you think they still have a chance?
Up and now, M8 Hexa, they're gonna do the textbook thing, release the dragon in one lane. That is slowly pushed down alongside the wave so that it catches up onto the tower when they need it. They'll go for their third Abyssal Dragon, 4th in the game. And an easy secure. And Oro Digital, they're running out of time.
Yeah, the Drake has been released at the bot side lane. And meanwhile, Yena is just continuously pushing on the top side.
Yeah, Yena was uncontested for so long. Sure, he died once, but it was for a greater cause. And Din Din started running at Prey.
Oh, but a lot of damage has been hit back on him.
Yeah, the shoe is such a huge value. And M8 Hexa, they might be looking for the jugular right now. Oro Digitos, this is the most important fight of their lives towards the playoffs.
Oh, Putty Put coming in, but gets stunned by...
Wow.
Oh, Del-chan just kills off Teamy, the biggest right now. Din Din, oh, the second man down on the side of M8 Hexa. They are retaliating.
Yeah, just when you need it, the prayers come true. Prey with the Hurricane Wall, finds Din Din, and Era with the Del-chan freeze right on the edge of Sister. The Squirrel did not expect it to happen, and unfortunately, Oro Digitos will be having squirrel meat for one of the meals tonight.
Yeah, this is what you need from the side of Oro Digitos. You need to stop the Teamy. The moment you stop the Teamy, that's it. The team slowly falls out of place.
Yeah, Teamy is like their only front line. They might go for more prey. Does not have the ultimate yet, so you gotta be careful. Just the objective now. Prey now having the Hurricane Wall back up, the ultimate. Yas also has this. They get the shock. That is onto two. Real bit called out. That's B. Bro 7 is going to revive as well. Prey knocking everyone away. He flickers to safety. 7 still fighting Vindicator, but the Omen's going to win out this one. He will lose his life. 1-for-1 trade. The flicker in from Caesar trying to go for a kill. The Blizzard though doing so much damage. Real with the Vindicate kill, but it seems like Hexa is winning this one. Erak is taken down. Aim dies as well. Prey need to head back to church and defend the structure for another 25 seconds.
I just don't know what to say. The fight just started, like, it looks really good for Oro, but slowly it just fell out of place and it just, look at them dancing at the bot lane.
Come on.
Real, come on.
The disrespect. There we go.
One more hit. Oh, he charged and
there we go. MA
there
Hexa.
you go. MA Hexa will be heading to the finals in Group B.
Yeah, a little bit of salt on the wound. MA Hexa, they secured their spot. They are the first seed from Group A to move on to the playoffs. Congratulations. But for Oro Digitos, unfortunately, they will have to continue their run in this tournament in the lower bracket.
Yeah. So that final fight though.
Yeah, I honestly think that final fight could have went either way, but it's just MA Hexa. They play a bit better.
Like, I think the problem was they left KC unattended.
Oh yeah, it could have gone. It could have gone. It could have gone either way. I think it was the best that all Digitos can hope for. We'll take a look at the results from that final game of the series and no more on what transpired. MA Hexa. Ooh, look at KC.
This is why they banned it in Game 2, but they couldn't in Game 3. KC just picked it up and just went on full rampage.
And I actually like what Oro Digitos, they had the right idea. They knew what to do, but unfortunately, when it came down to the wire, MA Hexa, they kind of executed things a little bit better compared to Oro Digitos. I'm not taking any credit away from the losing team, obviously, because they did almost started a comeback.
Yeah, especially that really good Malak ultimate coming in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Few times Malak did really good ultimates, but they just fell short.
Yeah, it is always down to the tiniest of details where you thought, maybe one more auto attack could have ended it. Or maybe if I landed that crucial spell. It's all about those details. AIM himself put out a phenomenal performance on the Violet despite having a rough early game. But at the end of the day, you still need the whole team to follow up, and it's just Oro Digitos falling a bit short because we saw a wonderful Blizzard.
Yeah, a wonderful Blizzard, especially on the Teamy. They just crippled the Teamy, take him down, then Din fell out of place, then Din went down, then the rest of M8 Hexa was forced to retreat.
Yeah, and that also showcased the value of the Teamy out. Had Sister died in that jungle fight, 7 would not have revived, and Oro Digitos would have wiped MA Hexa. 7 came back to life and be like, I'm ready for round number 2, and just ran over Oro Digitos.
But I would give props to both teams for giving up a good fight, actually.
Yeah, they're putting a decent fight. MA Hexa, they can take a breather right now. They actually have 1 full week. Actually, more than 1 week. Actually, they have 2 drafts.
So now we can see that we'll be having Bren Esports on the blue side and Axis Nakama on the red side.
Can't wait for this. Can't wait to see which team advances, and the journey ends for one today. You know, it's the inevitable fact of a tournament, of a competition. They will be a winner at the end of the day, regardless of what happens. Fennec and Lindis taken out, followed by Hayate and Omen.
They have banned out a pretty priority picks right there, especially Lindis and the Fennec.
Yeah, Darcy making it through Violet as well, straight through the first ban phase. Violet will be the first choice for Bren Esports. Going to be locked in straight away. Axis Nakama, they have a plethora of options to go through. They might consider saving it for game number 2. It depends on how they want to strategize around this lower bracket series, but we might see
a Saphira.
Yeah, we might see Saphira. I mean, I've gotten my wish, right? I've gotten Malak. I think it's time for your wish to be granted as well.
Yeah. Now, I wonder what Saphira would go. Support lane or mid lane?
I think
most will be a roamer.
Yeah. Scarlet also locked in as well for Axis Nakama with We've seen this guy around for pretty often, honestly, Scott. Again, I did not expect him to be that prevalent, but I think at this point we kind of can see the pattern of where Scott stands in the meta. So Sphera and Scott will be the next two, will be the two picked up by Axis Nakama to open up that drafts. But Bren Esports now hovering over that Varus.
Yeah, the Varus is open, so they will pick it up for themselves, and also the Tane.
We've seen Arcadia with his Tane. There's an absolute beast on that tank, but Axis Nakama, they're trying to bring in some DC character.
Superman!
Yeah, Superman.
Like we just mentioned that we didn't really see Superman for quite a long time, and there it is. Axis Nakama.
Yeah, I think as Christmas came early, our wish has been granted. Axis Nakama is gonna lock in Superman.
Yeah. Now they're just hovering over it, not sure if they are gonna pick it up yet.
They actually did. We're actually the bad.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Poof.
Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
Meme.
Here's the feedback. I think they need to kind of alter the ban timer.
Yeah,
a
they
bit.
have to ban it because it's like
it happens.
yeah.
It happens.
It's a bit confusing, in my opinion.
But Krinak banned out by Axis Nakama, followed by Milrat. Again, Milrat banned out by Bren Esports. This Sandwalker has not seen daylight.
Probably he's buried by sand. That's right. So next ban, probably they have to ban out the Necrof. We have seen a really strong Necrof just now in the upper bracket.
Yep.
Now they will be taking it out just in case.
No Necrof for Bren Esports. Axis Nakama. It looks really robust. You have Sphera and Superman and Scott. Superman and Scott, they can cause a lot of chaos to your backline. And I think it's something that Axis and Bren Esports really need to take into consideration, because sure you have the Thane and Varus to kind of counteract that, but you can never take away the fact that Superman innately is super powerful on his own. His job is clear one lane, you fly to the other lane, you clear that lane, and rinse and repeat. It's like a DC Necrof, if I may. But Axis Nakama will lock in that Tel Anas.
Yeah, they will be locking in the Tel Anas as the marksman. Now they have a marksman, they have a DS laner. But on the side of Bren Esports, now we still haven't seen, not too sure what lane Violet's going now. Is jungle or a double marksman?
Yeah, I think we can expect a double marksman. And this interesting thing is we saw Elsu being picked on day one, but no teams has considered that hero just yet. And if it's not a double marksman, then I expect the Violet to end up in the jungle. But if they want a jungler right now for Bren Esports, they do have the Quillen. They do have the... I want to say Zephyrus, but Zephyrus is not exactly on the top of the list right now. But Kali being hovered over. That's how many picks. There's a lot of picks that we say we want to see Kali now on table. Rogue being picked up, and that kind of solidifies that we most probably will have a Rogue jungle.
A lot of cards being flipped open on the day 2 of ESL. We've been just talking about how a lot of hero that we didn't really see in day 1, and there they are slowly unfolding one by one. Just in day 2 itself, you can see the Kali, the Superman, the Sphera, and even the Arrow.
I'm not putting my money on Arrow, but I would love to see Wukong.
Oh,
right,
the monkey.
Wukong is one of my favorite picks. But judging from how the lineup is kind of formed, I don't really think you want to go Wukong, because you can't really dive to backline. Let's face it.
Florentino would be a good pick.
Yep, bring out the beauty boy.
Don't do it.
Nah, the you know, the one of the lookalikes or one of the singers in this one. The guy that likes photograph. Yeah, that's him. That's Florentino. So all the picks are on the deck. X Nakama. Not sure where I'm gonna go with this. Seems like it's gonna be Florentino jungle.
Ooh, interesting. With Florentino jungle, he'll have that really high mobility running around.
I think if we keep repeating the joke long enough, at one point I'm gonna start writing Nickelback on my notebook instead of
Please
Florentino.
don't. So now looking at the picks right now, which team looks more promising to you?
Man, which team looks promising? I'm loving the Superman pick. I'm loving the Sphera Superman from Axis Nakama.
Yeah, but I like the Carly pick too.
I mean,
Like you don't really see a Carly pick, but now you see it.
it
Together with the Violet, they'll be doing like a long range damage from afar.
yeah, and the bread and butter for Kali is simple. You reach level 4, you start raining magical missiles down a single lane. That is how you clear lane. You clear lanes and you damage people. I think the worst part, in a good way, about the ultimate is that the ramp up damage is insane.
Yeah.
It's so easy to stick on the people. You innately have bonus movement speed from your kit, and I expect the Kali to take sprint. A flicker is also decent as well. We'll see what they decide on. But we will find out because the game is ready. Let's jump right into the lower bracket. Game number 1 between Bren Esports and Axis Nakama.
Oh, a little bit action already starting. Look at that jungle invade coming in from Bren Esports. They're going directly to the Might Golem, trying to contest it away from Nakama.
DIY will be the one playing jungle right now. Skyblue was a jungler on Wednesday, but a little switch up in terms of role. The Might Golem stolen away. DIY trying to go for his own steal, but you're up against the Kali. The punish will secure the Florentino his own Might buff.
Florentino with that Might buff stolen, he will gain the little spike for him, easier for him to go around jungle and do early gank.
Yeah, and I like that the Kali is the one going to the Abyssal Dragon lane instead of the Violet. You can match up against Sapphire's ability. It's easier to avoid the Superman as well because Superman likes to gank middle lane a lot. And Lloydie on the Violet, you can always tumble away, and Arcadia, you can trust this guy to protect you.
Yeah, you can trust Arcadia, a man with a helmet on his head, but now the man with the helmet will be slowly going around the top side, taking away the Seagull, gaining a little bit of vision. Oh, Skyblue tried to steal it, but didn't manage to.
Yeah.
Oh, the damage coming from Inspirit.
Yeah, in spirit on the Scud. It's kind of normal as a Trish on the Rogue. Gonna hit that level 4 and go for that first round into the enemy jungle. They're trying to secure that Spirit Sentinel, and this is where you might see the first clash happen because Axis Nakama have the ability to fight if they want to.
Speaking about clash, Arcadia just diving in. He knocks down DIY, knocks
Oh,
up the
man.
whole team. Look at Varus hitting the backline. Wow, Trish just zoning away the Tawahanas.
Yeah, Arcadia, he gets a great charge off. That King's Glory knocked 3 out, and follow-up was slightly late from Bren Esports, but you couldn't have gone any better. That is a win. Trish now gonna walk away with that Might buff, steal it away from Axis Nakama. That will slow down Florentino's efficiency when he goes for the second routine in his own jungle. Bren Esports might be looking for the Abyssal Dragon right now.
Oh, Kali throwing it her ultimate, but it didn't hit on Tawahanas. But that is quite useful for clearing the lanes too.
And that should secure Bren Esports the Abyssal Dragon. Kali, as usual, level 4. You clear the lane with the ultimate. No one can stand up against that. But Axis Nakama, they know which style of the map to play. If they see Bren Esports at bottom, they will go top, trying to avoid confrontation, but Daisy Eagle being engaged on.
Now, Bren Esports looks like Flash gonna start here. Arcadia getting caught on the damage. He is still surviving. Sapphira trying to manage to stun 3 men. Arcadia will be the first man down. DIY a little bit of trouble right there in DIY, but DIY will be the second man down in this match now. Nico will be the second man down on his side.
Yeah, Bren Esports walking away with 2 kills on that, and they managed to kill off Arcadia, but Trish just ran in with the Rogue, has that determination pop. You can't crowd control him. He has the immunity, and he just instantly ran over Axis Nakama. So great start for Bren Esports.
Yeah, slow and steady start. They might be falling out a bit, but they're still in this game. Now you can see how Varus is still at the top lane, pretty dominating.
Yeah, RTG having a good time against the Scud as Bren Esports. They can't afford to play it this slow because as the game progresses, you can see their ability to take a fight will only significantly increase. They are making the right rotation. The third Might Golem now spawns, and Trish will be going for it once more. Inspirit gets pulled back by RTG. No contest coming in. Skyblue though joins the fight, gets with a pushback. There's your Kryptonian Strain. The man no steal. Days Nico comes in for help, but Skyblue dies. Superman not so super afterwards. Akeda with the Excalibur chop right down. RTG with a second one to Days Nico and DIY. Florentino goes for the do, but RTG survives for a bit more longer. DIY gets a second, and the second was all she wrote. Double kill for him. But for the side of Bren Esports, they got more than that.
There's so much action happening just now. Just at the Might Golem itself, there's so much action. It's already initiated. 3 men down on the side of Axis Nakama. They force Scud go back. Now they have the objectives. And they are just leading right now.
And again, it's the fact that Axis Nakama didn't give enough respect or didn't have the way to deal with Trish's rogue. You can see he was just pumping out damage and no one had a solution to that. The second Abyssal Dragon has spawned and Axis Nakama, it's their turn to look towards that control.
Ta'anas is trying to catch out Arcadia a bit, but he backs off to a safe distance. Now Nico going to the mid lane, but getting spotted out by Violet.
RTG having the time of his life, just constantly poking at Inspirit. They have to rotate Sky Blue to help with that, but you can see it kind of feels like Axis Nakama, they're not in their comfort zone for now. Nico tries to make something happen, but that Abyssal Dragon is gone.
Sephara tried, but she can't really do much at that point because she's a mage.
Yeah.
And now, oh, mid lane is gonna start a fight, it seems. But nope.
Bren Esports taking it slow. They know that they have a lot of time to work with. Ref starting to feel the heat from the Kali, the ultimate raining arrows on top of that marksman, and Bren Esports, they have the priority straight. It is the top lane and Inspirit might get jumped on.
They are rotating to the top side now. 4 men versus 3 men at the top side tower. Superman coming in from the back, probably giving backup, but he backs off to his mid lane. Now at the top side, you can see that 4 people are at the top lane, but and they are slowly trying to dive the tower. They are diving into DIY. DIY will be taken down. Now Nico running away. Oh, Superman comes from behind, but he didn't manage to do anything. He's just backing off right now. Second man on the side of Axis Nakama will be taken down, and they have taken down the first tier tower. They are going for the second one.
Yeah, Bren Esports coming in like a bulldozer. Axis Nakama had... you can see that they want to make something happen, but they don't know how, and they can. Every time someone goes right in, they just immediately get eviscerated by the power of the Philippines, and this is going to really accelerate Bren Esports' pace. Darkslayer up in 10 seconds. We might see an end at a maximum of 12 minutes into this game.
Now we might see it early Darkslayer too if they force it or they pick up 1 or 2 members on the side of Axis Nakama now. At the mid lane, you can see that they are really flocking around there. Probably they want to take the first tier tower. RTG a little bit of position.
RTG?
Weird,
Oh
but
no!
he managed to catch up Sky Blue.
Sky Blue
has managed to stun out Arcadia. Sky Blue will be taken down. Now Inspirit running for his life, but Arcadia knocked him up, and there will be disengage right now.
Yeah, Sky Blue, big mistake. Should not have even tried to go back for a fight. He saw the Varus, and he thought that he had the ability to kind of match out against it, but he was super wrong. Arrow Chaos on the RTG. Nico trying to find the kill onto that Varus. They will find it.
Oh, the damage coming in.
Getting the kill.
Oh. No, that damage coming in from Ta'anas. Look, once again, the damage coming from Ta'anas. Just poking the Lloydie, but he's in trouble.
Arcadia!
Arcadia pushing him in and just forced themselves onto the Ta'anas, and that will be 1 down.
Arcadia, my man, somehow he did live through all that. He knows the limit of Tane. You can see how aggressive that they were playing as Trish. But catches Superman, but managed to dodge that.
Both of their middle lane tier 1 tower is still standing strong.
Man, they're still up, but tier 1 in the bottom is gonna go down. H Street is ready. Sky Blue pops that go for the Kryptonian strain, but takes a lot of damage in the face. He has to sidestep that. And they will finally lost that tier 1 in the bottom lane. And now Axis Nakama, they have to respawn middle.
Now the middle tier 1 tower lane will be last one down, but Lloydie will be getting caught right now. A lot of action is going through. Arcadia, a little trouble right there. He taken down. He dashed away, but Sephara is not letting them go. Ta'anas re-poking them from behind. Oh,
yeah, the power was got.
Yeah.
They instantly dove and killed Lloydie, but Arcadia managing to draw out the fight for now. He even used the regeneration heal on the way out to get a little bit of life back. Bren Esports, they were fighting with a severe man disadvantage. A Street was finally brought to the middle lane to alleviate the pressure a bit, but Bren Esports is still holding on pretty strong.
Yeah, Bren Esports still holding up pretty strong, especially Kali. So far, we didn't really see Kali participating in any fights yet. She's just actively clearing waves and just pushing split.
At this point, it's a slight of a stalemate for both teams because they really want to find an opening in terms of when the enemies make a mistake. Kali's gonna go for the disruption. They really want this tier 1. Unfortunately, no minion waves just yet. Red Esports, they have to disengage and continue this tug of war with Axis Nakama.
Now RTG going back to top sec to save his tower, but the tower doesn't come down. He's a one-on-one with Inspirit. Tane coming through, but Tane backs off.
Yeah, and Bren Esports right now,
On the mid
they're trying
lane,
to make something happen.
Loidy getting caught up. Oh, but Kali throws off her ultimate, forces Tel'Anas to back away.
Yeah, but that also means Bren Esports gets the Dark Slayer. Easy secure for that. They're going to have that dragon to help them with the push. And Axis Nakama, a couple of times they tried to engage on the Bren Esports, didn't really work out well. The Abyssal Dragon can spawn the 4th of this game. Bren Esports have got the 3 so far. Will they keep the clean streak on that objective?
Now they have 3 Abyssal Drake, 1 Dark Slayer, 3 towers down, and now they summon the Drake at the bot lane tower. They are now just putting pressure in the mid lane. They're trying to take away the mid lane first tier tower.
Yep, they have been trying for quite a couple of attempts. Not be able to do it yet. Axis Nakama can defend that pretty well, but the 4th Abyssal Dragon going over to Bren Esports, and you can see they're starting to feel hungry. They are hungry for blood. They might try to pick this fight if Axis Nakama isn't careful. RTG leading the charge.
Oh, RTG driving just straight in. Kali throwing her ultimate, but it didn't really connect. Oh, it did! When it pops away, Tel'Anas now. Trish is just straight going for this Neko. He's just not giving up, but that will be done.
Oh, Kali timing the angle perfectly. You can see Rev was not ready
She just
for
disappeared.
that. She just disappeared. That is a magic trick, right?
And finally, the tier 1 mid lane tower is down.
Inspirit cannot join that fight because he is forced to deal with that Drake. And now Bren Esports, they can go for the second one unless Sky Blue has something else to say.
Oh, look at them trying to force out at the tier 2 tower. There's no minion yet, but Violet is making use of a long range to take out that tower. Sephara stunning 2-man, but nothing much is coming out from there.
Bren Esports right now really pushing the momentum. The Drake is still alive now. They pulled Axis Nakama to the bottom lane, but Kali
Oh, look
doing
at
her
that
magic
damage.
again. They're gonna take tier 2 with ease.
Kali, at this point, Kali's ultimate is just really useful to push the opponents away from them.
Yeah, they're gonna get the tower. The tier 3 is gonna build. And the Trish, what are you doing? He dives the core and he kills off Rev. And now Superman comes in for the push. Sky Blue trying to make something happen, but Trish
Oh,
is still
Kali
healthy.
ultimate.
And he'll fight his Spirit as well. Trish is just disrespecting Axis Nakama, running right through. Give this guy a double kill. He might get a triple, but it doesn't matter. Bren Esports, they got game 1.
Oh, a really good fight. Bren Esports just showed no mercy, especially Rook. Do you see how Rook just dive into the...
That guy
Just
went
dive.
straight in, right?
Just went straight in.
Did not have a single care in the world, but Bren Esports, I think this was the start that I expected from them. They really did deliver, and like I said, it ended I think under 12 minutes. I think that it was a really fast ending. The Axis Nakama, they were not prepared. You can see that they were not prepared for what Bren Esports have to bring to the table.
But I guess because the game was actually pretty fast paced, you can see that Kali is just pushing bot lane at the early stage. But after that, when she farm out enough 4 items, she slowly joins back the team and she just slowly pops up the opponent one by one, especially that Tel'Anas.
Yeah, exactly. We'll take a look at the results. Just to give an insight on what happened, like what in the world happened in that game number 1. Trish, my man, 13.5. I mean, that's the squad assistant calculated, but on the grand scheme of things, this guy was an absolute beast.
Yeah,
Virtually unkillable.
he's just popping off. He's just diving towers, diving cores.
Yeah, and Arcadia as well. I think it's not to say I think he did.
He did.
Obviously, a lot of setups for Bren Esports was done by Arcadia. You can see how confident he felt. He felt putting out those plays, and confidence does play a big part. You can tell if a player has the confidence, has the faith to make something happen just by the way that they're doing it.
Yeah, so we can see now at the items, they have like completed. Rogue, you can see he has completed like around 5 items,
Oh
which
yeah.
a pretty good start. And you can see Violet also bought up quite some decent amount of items.
Yeah, and I think it goes back to what we kind of established from the start of this broadcast this afternoon, that tempo is one thing, how you kind of set up a fight, how you kind of prepare yourself for the opponent is another thing. Yes, there's the Scud, Florentino, and Superman. It all looks good on paper, but the problem is Axis Nakama, they don't really have the damage. They don't really have the damage to play with Bren Esports' tempo, and you can clearly see that whatever fights they take, they end up losing members.
Yeah, Superman can't really do much because the moment he dives in, no matter from the front, from the side, or from the back, he will still get poked up. Especially you see heroes like Rook, like Dane, or Varus. The moment you push yourself into them, it's death penalty for yourself.
Yeah, and Sky will try to be the Superman, but at the end of the day, he's just a mere mortal, and I'm pretty sure he kind of found out the hard way. He wasn't able to make much things happen with that ultimate. But I think other than that, you have to kind of give credit to what Bren Esports, Bren Esports' performance in that previous game. They came in with a plan. They lost some people along the way, but towards the end, they just delivered the killing blow to Axis Nakama without Axis Nakama being ever prepared for what was about to happen.
But then again, it's just we are still in game 1, and this match.
Yeah, gotta buckle up for this Axis Nakama. Starting things off with a ban onto Darcy, whereas Bren Esports, they'll stick to the Fennec ban, no problem.
Darcy. They still do not allow Darcy to be played in the card.
I mean, Darcy is always going to be a really strong hero, and the amount of damage that Darcy can kind of dish out is actually, I need to rephrase. It's not just about the damage; it's how Darcy in general can change the paradigm, can change the way you play the game. And Axis Nakama, they don't want to deal with that. They ban out Bowdom as well. We all know Arcadia is pretty darn good on Bowdom, and Axis Nakama says, nope, you're not getting that.
True. So with Bowdom being banned out, one potential strong front taken off the table. Now we're going into the second ban from the side of Bren Esports, and that will be the Violet ban.
Yep, Violet taken out by Bren Esports. Alongside the Fennec, so the priority marksmen, as usual, expected, are banned out, and that will give over Lindis to Axis Nakama.
Oh, Bren Esports hovering. Oh, Caffeine. We really didn't see Caffeine yet so far.
Nope, we have not seen this Gatling gun lady yet, but it also meant that Hayate went through, so Bren Esports, I'm pretty sure they will pick up Hayate. You don't really want to give that hero up. They're not going to make it free, but they might have other plans. Let's see what they have. They still have plenty of time to think about it. They're not hovering over the dual marksman. It's Tel Anas and Kafni. They're gonna change that to Teamy now. One of the best support for Tel Anas.
Yeah, Teamy would be quite a good choice to protect the teammate and resurrect them. Especially now they consider Hayate again.
Yeah, and I wouldn't mind the Hayate pick as well, because Teamy's being a pro, the ultimate is an AoE effect, and Hayate wants to get in your face with the Shadow Stab and go for the Kunai Blitz, and that will always put him in range of that Teamy out, and if he happens to die, the revive will definitely benefit Hayate a lot.
They have locked in and confirmed that Hayate and Teamy will be going through into their cards. Now, on the side of Axis Nakama, we think Slims will be picking up, or very rare pick like Morin again?
I think when it comes to the topic of Slims, he has to be the main marksman, right? You cannot run a dual marksman, Linus Slims. It just doesn't work out like that, because you are sacrificing so much of your tempo for two hard scaling marksmen, and what happens is you need a solid front line, a mage and a fighter. It's just too big of a burden to bear, and if you're not ready for it, you're gonna get run over in under 10 minutes, like how we saw previously. Omen will be the choice for Axis Nakama. They're hovering over the Varus. I like that choice. I hope they lock it in.
Varus would be a good pick to fight against. Oh, they changed their mind and picked up the Ari, another rare pick.
I really don't like the Irie pick. Irie is just so bad in this current meta. But I could be wrong. I said the same about Superman, but that one came true. But I honestly don't know what to feel about Irie. I like that they're like throwing a curveball. But at the end of the day, what you want to do with it is you want to score a goal, not an own goal. And they have been doing that for the past game.
I wonder why. Varus would be quite a better pick compared to Irie. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, Irie's... Few patches ago, Irie is good. Just... It's an insane assassin. You normally take execute on Irie as well, but in this case, I don't think that Irie is the person you really want to go for. Especially when Bren Esports decide we're gonna lock in Roxy, and that completely nullifies what Irie wants to do. You dash in, right? I'm gonna drag you further back to the rest of my team.
Yeah. So far the picks are not really looking in a good direction for Axis Nakama, but there's still 2 more picks.
Yeah, and they're gonna miss out great picks as well. Varus now banned out by Bren Esports. They were like, alright,
You're not picking it?
Yeah, might as well ban it because we're definitely not taking it. Kritnak also taken out by Axis Nakama. You don't want that jungler in particular to kind of go for a counter jungler. If Lindis is a jungler, Kritnak will just eat her for breakfast.
True. Eat her for breakfast. Nice joke. Now, Thane will be taken out. We can see how strong Thane was during the whole ESL. Since day 1 to day 2, it has been a solid frontliner. So, on the side of Axis Nakama, they will be taken out. The Necrop, it looks like they are attacking, especially on the jungler.
Yeah, and I think they have to right now because Bren Esports, they already had a solid start. You give them the Kritnak on Necroft. That is just kind of giving away what your opponents want, and obviously you don't want that to happen. Bren Esports now, they will have the luxury of the last pick. They're gonna start off the second phase of the picks first. They still have the mage. There's still Daochan on the table if they want to go for a Praetor as well. There's still Crixie. Plenty of choices for the Filipino squads to consider.
Really looking forward to what Bren Esports gonna pick. 10-second timer ticking. They still haven't hovered to any.
Yeah, I'm gonna play it slow. Yeah, Murat up on the table as well, and we're gonna a lot of debuts today. Murat,
Roxy, and Murat. We're looking a lot of new picks already. Just day 2.
Yeah, I actually love it. And right now, Axis Nakama, they're locking in Alistair. Really straightforward. And last one is definitely going to be a support, and it's gonna be Alice. They bring out Alice from Wonderland.
Alice, I really did. I miss seeing this little girl.
I mean, it's one of your favorite heroes.
Yeah, her Hisifit especially. Her Hisifit is probably gonna be very useful, especially when a Murat dives in, or Roxy, or Timmy, or even Hayate. It works against all Bren Esports picks. So Alice right here, it's a win.
Yeah, and the Alistair as well. You see the Murat come in, you out that guy, and that guy just instantly... You just instantly disable this mobile assassin, but Bren Esports now, they are going to prepare for their last pick, and it's still the DS lane that I think they have not kind of... actually, it's the DS or the middle lane. Maganga being hovered over, I don't
really look forward to a Maganga
I think Praetor is still a better pick at this stage of the game. They should pick up Praetor for the middle lane, and so they will. Here we go, Praetor.
Yeah, Praetor will be their final pick, and that's it.
Oh, Bren Esports looking absolutely
solid right
there. Yeah.
Yeah, but on the side of Axis Nakama, we cannot forget that the Alice pick is really good at the moment so far now. Probably they really have to rely a lot on Alice and the Eliza, and also the Omen. We couldn't forget that they have already tripled it.
Yeah, but I at the same time I don't know how to feel about the Omen because of that Roxy. I think Roxy counteracts a lot of things that Axis Nakama wants to do, and you couple that up with a Murat that dives the backline, and then there's the Praetor as well. We talk about how Praetor has a lot of disadvantages, but given the right condition, how Emmett Hexas showed us in that previous series, it can be a pretty good, pain in the backside to deal with as well.
Even though sometimes we always criticize how Praetor moves really slowly, charge really slowly, but it works. In the end, it works, especially if you have solid frontliners like Roxy, the Muret, Timmy, buying time for Preda to just charge up her skills at the back. It works.
Yeah, the Plague Spectre is actually if you think about Plague Spectre, it's like, I would say that the way it works is something like Yenna's Crescent Strike when she's in dual wield form, just that it's a bit longer range. You get the idea. The AoE. I'm having trouble describing this, but it's a long range AoE thing that you charge up. Okay, how we jump in game, and I'll find a better phrase for that. Game number 2 between Axis, Nakama, and Bren Esports in this lower bracket.
And we'll be going straight into the second game of this BO3. Will Bren Esports close it up with a clean 2-0, or will Axis Nakama bring it down to game 3?
It seems like it's going towards that trajectory even from the get-go, because Bren Esports, they're already putting pressure on Axis Nakama. Utilizing the strength of their lineup, you can expect Arcadia to always move around with Lloydie just to cause trouble in Spirit, fighting that Roxy, and he's gonna win out early on. That's expected because of the Omen passive, but as Roxy gets item, they get a bit harder. Rev steals away that Seagull.
We can see a bit of deja vu right here with the Timmy, but meanwhile at the top side, RTG getting knocked out by 2 men from the side of Axis Nakama, and he will be taken down as first blood.
Yeah, even with 2 people, it took quite a while to take out RTG.
Oh, Alice a little bit trouble, but she'll be safe.
I think she's actually going for the punish instead of a sprint or the flicker, and I don't mind it. You can go for the early jungle item. You get the stacks, you tank up, and toward the rest of the game, the utility part that Roxy brings to the table, even though you can't flicker drag, but the fact that you are around, your presence itself is a big threat.
Lindis and Muret is already at level 4. This is how fast they're farming up, but Timmy charging up, chasing up the Alice, but can't really do much as Lindis spots him out.
And this is the whole idea of first full clear. You go for full clear from the get-go, you instantly hit level 4 and your first jungle item. That's the case with Murat. But you can see he's skipping a jungle item first. He's skipping it at the base Hunter's machete, and he's going straight for the boost. And in some cases, this applies to a couple of junglers. Murat is the one that you can afford to skip past that complete jungle item first, and you just transition to your first core item because he's just so strong with that temporal turbulence.
You can see with the Abyssal Dragon being spawned out, now both teams are actively now playing around the bot side.
Yeah, Abyssal Dragon, still there might be a point of contest for both teams.
Dragged out, but meanwhile at the top lane, Roxy just trying to chase away Omen from hitting the tower.
Nardi doing a good job, but Trish
getting taken down. Now will Arcadia be the next one? And yes, that will be a double kill going over to the side for Ari.
And what did we say? The power of Alistair sees Murat, lock him down for good, and just kill him off. And Trish trying to fire a cheeky ultimate, onto 4 guys, but forgot that the Alistair is the perfect guy to lock him down for good. And that itself allowed Axis Nakama to get 2 early kills.
Look at Hayate, just hiding in the bush, waiting for
he's
chance, poke him down and take him down.
Yeah, that gets full stack of the passive. Easy kill right there. And I'm surprised that Sky Blue on the Ari actually got double kill off of that fight, but you can see RTG now starting to outdo in Spirit.
Now, at the side of Abyssal Dragon, Bren Esports will be opening it with no contest coming in from the side of Axis Nakama.
And you can't contest no matter how hard you try, yes. You see the members coming in, they did manage to kill Lloydie. Lloydie's going to revive with being a Brodo. He gets out with the Shadow Stab, but Arcadia maybe not so lucky. Sky Blue with the onslaught, 3rd kill over to the Irie.
Axis Nakama actually playing really aggressive right here. Now they are just pushing themselves more 4 men underneath the bot lane tier 1 tower.
Yeah, and that is how you play with an Irie. Constantly make it fast, make sure that you don't give your enemies time to breathe. Bren Esports, it's a bit different. They're actually waiting to skill. The longer the game goes, the better they skill, the better they fight. And that requires time. And if you don't give them enough time, you have a big window to close out the game.
Now, they have to slowly farm up, get their item, and probably avoid getting caught on 1 by 1.
Oh, Arcadia.
Arcadia in a really bad spot right now, getting chased by 4 men. Lloydie trying to poke out some damage, but it doesn't help.
The Arcadia didn't even bother using that ultimate. Sky Blue having a bloodbath right now, getting the 5th kill actually of the game. All 5 kills that Access Nakama have right now is on Sky Blue's Irie.
Now, they are trying. Alice just being alone in the mid lane. We see quite a lot of times Alice is being placed alone. But she's managed to sustain herself because she has the Sunshine on. Arcadia charging the push, going onto the Inspirit. Lloydie trying to poke him from back. Now they are slowly closing into the mid lane.
It's going to be pretty hard to push into a Preda. Preda will always clear lanes fast. They swap RTG to the bottom lane. RTG is done enough in the top side against the Spirit. Now they're bringing Lloydie and Arcadia there, giving Lloydie a bit more space to work with. That will force Access Nakama to kind of rotate up. Sky Blue is here. Esports needs to be careful.
DIY spotted them out. Now they are starting the Creators with 2 men, but on the top side, look at that. Lloydie just trying to poke Inspirit out. Inspirit losing health slowly 1 by 1, but Nico come for backup. Inspirit managed to get away safely. Nico throwing out the Hissy Fit, managed to just silence them, save them. But Arcadia coming in, but a little bit low HP right there. H-Street coming in, far in front. Oh, look at the damage coming from Irie, just forcing H-Street to go back. But now Trish will be taking on the fight. And Alice will be taken down.
Yeah, Trish came in at the last second for the clean up kill. Back and forth fight in the top side, especially when they were all chasing into Lloydie. You can see that the idea was there. I was thinking the same that Inspirit was. You want to flicker, Death Embrace the Hayate, but it's a Hayate. He was already out of there. The flicker came in way too late from Inspirit.
Yeah, not only that, their HP were all slowly being shredded down, so they were forced to get back.
Now, I'm surprised that Nakama actually tried to commit for that. That's definitely overcommitment. Or trying to kill off the Hayate, which would never worked out. And they were lucky that they got out with their lives.
Now looking at the 7th minute timer with 5 kills over 2. Actually, Bren Esports not losing a lot yet. In my opinion, they have 2 Abyssal Dragon. All they need is just continue holding out this game.
They're going for an early Darksley as well. DIY does kill off RTG in the bot lane with the help of 2 other members, but Axis Nakama, they need to find a way to stop Bren Esports. The Darkslayer actually helping, and wow, Lloydie now dropping low. Rev coming in for Disruption. Darkslayer down to 6.7k. Skyblock Kenny coming in tight. Alistair not able to steal it away. Trish now needs to get out, but he is ready if he needs to go for the Temporary Turbulence. That the Spectre comes out. Arcadia gets executed. It's Sky Blue on a dominating spree.
God, they managed to take the Dark Slayer, but they are losing 2 of their towers. Meanwhile, even though Timmy did sacrifice themselves for his teammate to actually get back safely.
Yeah, Arcadia not too comfortable on Timmy. It's like not his, doesn't have access to Kane nor Bowden. With Bowden might have kind of flipped the script a bit. Bren Esports looking for some changes in the draft for game number 2 at least, but they've lost 2 tier 2 towers. Saving grace is that they took the Darkslayer and they have the Drake to counter push.
The Drake is now pushing at the bot lane together with Roxy. Meanwhile, the rest of the team will be slowly stomping into the mid lane.
Roxy starting to get a bit tanky right now. The ultimate is going to come into use pretty soon as the longer the game goes on. Death timers do extend. But Sky Blue, I said I didn't like the Irie, and he's really making it work right now. 6-0.
The problem with Bren Esports right now, even though they have strong wave clear, they have high damage output, they can't take down any towers now. It's going in. Getting dragged down by Roxy. Look at that Preda charge going in, and Inspirit will be taken down. The fight continues on. Rev will be second man down. There's Nico Oh my god, they are flipping this around. Lloydie chasing on to the DIY. DIY, will he be the 4th man down? And there will be 4 men down on the side of Axis Nakama.
Oh my god, perfect fight from Bren Esports. Axis Nakama walked into a death trap. The fight started off, it's been set up the fight. Death embraces someone. But again, what did we mention about the Roxy? Roxy is like, you want to latch onto me? I'll gladly take you along for the ride. They killed off the Omen, and it seemed like Nakama, they commit to the fight, but they forgot it's a tight space. Bren Esports has a crap ton of AoE. Trish went through the turbulence. Lloydie just kept pumping on damage with the Kunai Blitz. It makes it so easy for them to win the fight.
Oh, Arcadia getting stunned on by Allister's ultimate. Look at A Street just charging up her skills from behind.
Yeah, and you cannot underestimate the power that Bren Esports had. Blake Spectre running through everyone, temporary turbulence as well. The AoE was just enough to absolutely devastate Axis Nakama. RTG tries to go for the ultimate drag back, but Rev managing to stun them in time.
They are slowly turning this around. Look at them picking it. Them one by one, they picked up in spirit. The fight continues on. This Nico, a little bit of bad positioning. They'll be taken down. But Lloydie coming from behind will be taken down by Sky Blue. And the fight continues. The turbulent temperatures coming through. Sky Blue live in trouble. He managed to survive, but that would be meaning the mid lane tower is open.
Yeah, I made a mistake from Lloydie right there, wanting to go in and make some plays. Didn't manage to get the kill, lost his life in the process. But oh man, if you are Trish right now, you are super happy.
But you can see that Bren Esports is actually slowly maintaining composure, bringing this around. They are showing that they will close this off by 2-0.
Yeah, and they're starting to swing the goal lead around as well. They were behind early on. Seems like Sky Blue has a perfect control on that Irie, killing off the backline and whatnot. But right now it's Bren Esports getting their grip back. And they might be able to accelerate this if they want to. Arcadia.
A little bit getting spot out, but he's still safe for now.
Bren Esports, they're ready for a fight when they want to. Trish standing nearby, doesn't get hit by the Shuriken. Pretty lucky.
They are now looking around the Dark Slayer, as securing this Dark Slayer would mean a little bit closer to victory.
RTG looking for a victim to drag, just zoning out the rest of Axis Nakama to allow his team to go for the Dark Slayer, but they know what's up. They're running straight in. Sky Blue leading the charge.
Sky Blue going in directly, but he didn't see Arcadia to just charge him and kill him down. He'll be the first man down. The fight continues. Right, RTG getting locked down. Look at them just continue on to this. Nico, Arcadia getting, oh my god, Revs just got taken down, and there will be 3 men down from Axis Nakama. They can just straight push into the mid.
Axis Nakama absolutely falling apart right there. They tried to go for a contest. And Sky Blue, man, he was performing so well until just, I have no idea why he walked past the front line of Bren Esports, but he obviously got punished. He went in without his team. Unlucky circumstances, but for Bren Esports, they're feeling pretty good right now.
And now Murat will be doing the Dark Slayer all by himself, while Hayate will be leading the top lane minion to push down the 2nd tier tower. Oh, RTG on the bot lane will be fighting against 2 men, but look at how tanky he is. But he'll be get pulled back by Inspirit, and that will be his life gone.
Yeah, they did kill off RTG, but push still going on. Sky Blue trying to look for an angle to go for the ambush, but Trish absolutely decimates Raph. That is 40 seconds on the clock for the mid laner of Axis Nakama. Bren Esports, they're gonna go for more.
They're gonna take down the last 2nd tier tower, and now what's left is the 3rd tier tower. Oh, Trish a little bit. Oh, he got knocked out right there. But he's still safe for now. Yep.
Dragon not being able to accomplish too much for Bren Esports now. But it's starting to dawn on Axis Nakama that, hey, maybe we can't really fight Bren Esports right now. We thought we could. We had a decent lead. And all it took was just one bad fight in the jungle to flip the entire script around. And Trish, there you go.
What is Trish doing?
You gotta finish what you started, right?
Yeah. Now, RTG just walking around, trying to gain a bit vision for his teammate to find out that Omen is nearby, but he didn't spot that out yet. Just trying to
RTG.
clear that wave, split pushing. But the rest of Axis Nakama will be slowly rotating to the top side as they need to protect this tower.
Yeah, RTG is going to feel really comfortable just pushing the lane. You can't really kill him right now at this stage. Almost 15 minutes in. That's the super late game for AOB. And Bren Esports really wanted to search for their one opening just to push in. Their first Dark Slayer Dragon wasn't able to accomplish that much. And Axis Nakama, they're lucky that they were able to defend the base. But with the Enraged Abyssal Dragon coming up, Bren Esports will go for it straight away.
Now Irie is looking to try and contest this. Sky Blue once again going in. Trish getting a lot of damage from the Rage Stamina. The Turbulent Ambulance managed to get down. And team fight will be starting here. Trish getting
Trish
caught out by Sky Blue.
assassinated.
Oh, look at the heal coming through, but he still will not make it. RTG going in, trying to drag out someone, but they managed to. Ref on the other hand will be taken down by Hayate.
1-for-1 trade. Trish, unfortunate, being caught up by Sky Blue right there. Sky Blue assassinates him with ease. Still on the leaderboard of his own team with 11.6k net worth, just slightly behind the Roxy and the Hayate, but Bren Esports might be ready to push high ground if they want to right now. Be careful of the flank coming up with the IY, and now Lloydie trying to engage onto the Lindis, force the flicker away.
They are still actually struggling to get the towers. Even though they can win team fight, they do not really have a hero that actually hits or damage the towers from afar.
Yeah. I really wanted a weakness right there, but Sky Blue.
But they still managed to pull it off. Oh, getting spotted out.
Yeah.
Okay, then move to another bush.
It's going to be rinse and repeat, right?
Oh.
Prada and Roxy good at clearing lanes. They will continue to clear the lanes that Axis Nakama is not on and force people back to kind of counter push that. But on the other side, they just want the Dark Slayer. It's already up.
Already up, but Acadia putting a lot of pressure, not allowing them to pass. Together with Roxy joining in as the gatekeepers. Look at Roxy just zoning the rest of the members out. Now they have taken the Dark Slayer. They will be joining in team fight. Now they are going in.
Might be a fight though. Lloydie
Oh,
finds the IY and Spirit gonna retrieve the rest of the team. They drop the dragon right now. The target is the middle lane tower. Sky Blue still split pushing, still in the bottom lane. Can he really make a miracle happen? Roxy already sent back and an assassination. In Spirit dies. And by the hands of the Hayate, Ninja is dead. Daisy got caught up by the pool. He pulls back against assassinated as well. Trish comes in. Easy kill for H3. And 4 members on the core. The cannon is still alive. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Bren Esports. They will continue their lower bracket run as they finish off the remnants of Axis Nakama. The Malaysian team, their journey ends here.
a really good comeback.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a really good comeback coming from Bren Esports. You can see that they were actually falling out in the early game, but they still maintained their composure.
Yeah, and that's the power of Bren Esports. We saw that lineup, we were like, alright, you have Hayate, you have Teamy, you have Roxy player. You basically counteract what Axis was trying to do. And Bren Esports, they put it off in a miraculous way, in a big way, if I may say, in that game number 2.
But Irie was actually doing a pretty good job, I would say, in the early game. But slowly mistakes
start to happen.
Yeah, start showing, especially when that fight when she dives, just walks into the whole team of Bren Esports and he just made his whole team die.
Yeah, unfortunate right there. We'll take a look at the results one final time from that game number 2. This one took a bit longer, but Bren Esports managing to persevere towards that, and Lloydie and Trish, disgusting. Just too good.
Even though, like I said, they do not have any long range hero to actually push out towers. All they need is just a good team fight, take them down, and just go straight for the towers.
Yeah, but you can see Sky Blue, he himself really put up a great show. He's trying to push the tempo for his team, trying to set things up, but at the end of the day, you can't really rely on her alone. She already dacked out pretty early on because of her economic status of her net worth from the earlier kills. The rest of the team couldn't catch up.
Even if with her final attempt to try and push out the bot lane, I can see that Ari tried. Just like, can I do this? Can I try it? Backdoor Bren Esports, but it seems like it can't because Roxy just went back.
Yeah, and it reached a point where Access Nakama, they were forced to think of something else, think out of the box. They realized that we can't team fight Bren Esports. We tried it once, we failed. Maybe it's a fluke. Tried it twice, we got absolutely destroyed, and now the only thing Access Nakama can do is that let's not take full team fights. And that's what Bren Esports capitalized on. They were like, it doesn't matter if it's a team fight or if it's a skirmish, we will still win. DIY, doing almost 120,000 damage, but it's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough because it's a team game. Even though Lindis, I can see it many times. She shredded down opponents, like the HP just poof, it went away. But just solely relying on Lindis isn't just enough.
Oh yeah, and unfortunately, because of that, Bren Esports, they kind of held on to the lead with the Iron Grip the second they got it. They were at a goal disadvantage early on, but just one fight and they turned it back. And then that one fight became another fight and another fight, and it's just Access Nakama crumbling apart.
Yeah, really, I would say once again.
Blue team's turn to ban.
The classic Fennec and Violet ban just coming straight through.
Yeah, it's definitely classic. There's nothing much out of the ordinary. Everyone just sticking back to their textbook. We've been through this couple of times, and pretty sure they have the muscle memory, right? They can close their eyes and still end up banning the same hero.
I guess we won't be seeing any Darcy games today, as it will be taken out by Oro Digitos. And on the side of Bren Esports, they will be taking away Lindis.
Yeah, just sideline Darcy for the rest of the series, I guess. We've seen Darcy once today, but there's already 3 marksmen taken out, right? There's no Lindis, there's no Fennec, there's no Violet. Tell Anas will be the next in on the list. To see if
Valheim.
Tell Anas and Valheim, yeah, you're completely right. Digitos will start things off. They will get the first pick, and Hayate going through the draft immediately is going to be locked in by Oro Digitos.
Once again, another solid priority pick right there, picking up by Oro Digitos. Now, Bren Esports, how would they play around the Hayate pick?
I think with Bren Esports, we might just see the same thing, right? You have the Bowden to fall back to, you have the Dane, you can go for the Varus if you want. Valheim, I can actually try to go for the Tell Anas Teamy, right? We've seen the Tell Anas Teamy previously, but it definitely worked.
Very strong.
But knowing Bren Esports, if Dane is available for Arcadia, they were like, let's go Dane. Right? It's almost a sure win. Arcadia has a 100% win rate on Dane, by the way, so far.
Oh, that's really strong. Like as I mentioned, Valheim getting hovered over by Bren Esports. I'm pretty sure, and it will be picked up by Bren Esports as their marks.
And it's pretty straightforward from here on now. I don't expect any more deviations from the pattern that we've seen, at least for game number 1, where everything is still up on the table. So now Oro Digitos, they Prey and Prey, also a phenomenal tank player. A slightly different playstyle from Arcadia. Arcadia prioritizes the bottom, the Dane a lot, but Prey, he goes for the Annette. And then he goes for the... I have not seen on Mina, he goes for the Annette and Tame every once in a while. Era loves the Liliana and Diao Chan, and if Liliana is available, I think Oro Digitos will not hesitate to lock that in.
Now, they're still deciding. They still haven't picked their third hero yet.
I think it's definitely going to be the Liliana. We might see an Omar this time.
You don't really see an Omar yet.
I was actually talking smack about this hero. I was like, Omar sucks. Should not ever play Omar. He does no damage. I mean, he has a lot of crowd control, but there's so many heroes that does the job better. But I think today I'll be proved wrong on a lot of heroes because I've been smack talking about
Eliza.
Eliza was one of them, right? So I'm gonna get a lot of lessons today, which I'm gonna take back and hopefully reach Conqueror by the end of next week. Diao Chan will be up on Bren Esports' screen right now. They'll lock it in immediately for 8th Street.
How to get good.
How to get good, right?
In AOV. Watch ESL MSP Championship. You learn a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, how to get good. Talk bad about a hero and then watch people win on that hero.
Yeah. It breaks your expectations.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, Diao Chan will be getting picked up by Bren Esports as tilted hero. Now, the ban coming through, it will be the Chognar. And on the side of Oro, will they ban away the Varus? They're still deciding.
Yeah, Bren Esports taking out the Chognar. First time we've seen that hero being banned out. Varus taken out by Oro Digitos. Well, unfortunately, Chognar will not be the elephant in the room for this game. Bren Esports, one more ban left to go. They've seen the Hayate, they've seen the Oma, they've seen the Liliana. This actually is a really interesting state. Because Oro Digitos put show a lineup where no matter how you ban against them, they will get a pick that they want. So Nakroth might be the choice. It's between Nakroth or Crit Nak. So Nakroth ban out. Oro Digitos, they might consider banning out the Crit Nak if they want to.
Or maybe a Rook.
Or maybe the Rook.
Yeah,
but I think the priority will still be on the bug.
Yeah, the bug is, bug control.
Yeah, pest control,
So, we still don't know yet what is the final ban coming in from the side of Oro Digitos.
Man, the more I look at how Oro Digitos open up on those 3 picks, the more I think maybe they've kind of won the first phase. Because like I guess pointed out, no matter how you ban against them, they will get the picks that they want. It's so flexible. Murad is the one being taken out. Oro Digitos, they saw Bren Esports with the Murad. They were like, nope,
None of that.
none of that. We're not gonna deal with that.
But with that Murad ban, leaving them space to pick up that Crickneck for themselves.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Quick
yo.
Neck coming through, and Oro Digitos, they're hovering over the monkey on the Wukong. We have not, obviously Wukong is rarely sees competitive play. I think the last time I saw Wukong in competitive was South America playing it in the World Cup. And it turned out slightly good in the first 10 minutes, but after that it was just a downhill slope. Kilgroth though, also one of the heroes that when you move down the list, you'll eventually reach Kilgroth and Oro Digitos. They look absolutely stacked if they lock these 2 in.
Yeah, Kilgroth. Not only that, it is a really good power pusher, split pusher. Just slashing away.
I remember when Kilgroth first came out, Arena of Valor broke. If your opponent owns a Kilgroth, there's no point playing that game. Like he just destroys you. He has lifesteal, he has crowd control immunity. Like this kind of crowd control immunity are getting out of fan, because if you look at Oro Digitos, they don't have just 1 CC immunity, they have 2.
Now we'll be looking over to Bren Esports. They have one more hero pick left. So
They need a fighter, either Yenna, either Omen, something to match against the Kilgroth. Because right now it's gonna be easy, but Florentino seems to be the best choice that Bren Esports can think of.
they might pick up the Wukong for themselves. Arcadia pick it up.
They can't be serious now. I don't trust a Wukong cover. Florentino will be the choice for Bren Esports. RTG will get his hands on that. No Scud this game, and it's pretty understandable. Scud against Kilgroth, that is just food for Kilgroth. So the stage is set for both teams, and I must say, Oro Digitos, that lineup looks extremely scary.
Yeah, especially with the Hayate, the Liliana, the amount of mobility right there.
Oh yeah, and I think Bren Esports, we're also Bren Esports now plays the one front line for damage to the kind of comp. You only have the Thane. They are putting a lot of faith and a lot of weight onto Arcadia. This guy really has to make sure that Oro Digitos don't get to the back line, because Oro Digitos can easily just rush past Thane and kill off whatever damage dealer that Bren Esports has. You have the Crit Nak, you have the Rogue, the Kilgroth, the Hayate, and for Bren they only have one man with a big shield.
But Crickneck though, they let Crickneck pass. They lock down the Crickneck. We just have to see how Crickneck works out. Cause previously we see how strong Crickneck was.
Oh yeah, I think Crit Nak has is it 100% win rate? I don't know if it's lost the game before, I can't remember, but usually the team that gets crit neck really speeds up the tempo of the game. Well, enough of us. Let's get into some actions. Game number 1 of this lower bracket grand finals of Group A between Oro, Digitos, and Bren Esports.
Going straight into the first game between Oro Digitos and Bren Esports. Things are still looking pretty calm now.
Yeah, it's both teams giving each other respect. You can't really counter jungle early on anyways. It's gonna be Del Chan against Liliana. Omar being played by Prey, so which means that this Omar is gonna rotate around the map. Arcadia coming in early, trying to catch out Era from a weird spot. The freeze does miss. Era winning out on the trip. Arcadia pushes Era back into the range of the tower. She's gonna take an extra hit. Will she go down? And she will! H3 first blood for Bren Esports.
A really good push coming from Arcadia, just push her straight into the tower and die.
Yeah, underestimating the Thane as well. It's just Oro Digitos. They had the perfect they didn't respect Bren Esports enough. Arcadia came in and Era thought he could stay a bit longer, but Arcadia on the Thane is absolutely monstrous. RTG getting his own kill in the top lane against Vindicated.
Now you can see that Crickneck is already at level 4. Same goes to the Rook. Now typically jungle, they already farmed up 1 round, they got their level 4 and now probably looking for a gank.
They're looking for Arcadia, for Era again. Arcadia, he has the push, they're gonna kill off Era with ease. Prey comes in, almost gets frozen by the Diao Chan.
This is the scary part of the drone drop. Just go in, boom, bam, you're gone.
Yeah, exactly. And good thing for both teams, both their junglers got to go for a full clear. So they reached level 4 before the 2-minute mark, but the tempo being pushed on. Arcadia, no fear, go in. Lloydie gets the stun. All Prey trying to get away, gets frozen, doesn't. Dive over, but Trish still going for the pursuit. Doesn't kill off the Omar, but Bren Esports, 2 minutes in, they are pumping up.
They're pumping up, probably going around the Abyssal Dragon. Look at how the team is already around the side of the bot lane. And Crickneck just going in for the Abyssal Dragon right now. They have started.
They're going to start on the Abyssal Dragon. And Aim and Yas, they are nearby, both the Rogue and the Hayate. But again, Arcadia finds them too. The drone drop is ready. Determination used. Complete disengage from Bren Esports. They know the limits of their hero. They were like, you got that ultimate out, let's back off.
Lane is really so far doing a lot of good decent job right here, pushing away the opponent, pushing the opponent to the towers. He just has to keep this up throughout the whole game.
Yeah, and Arcadia basically won H3 the entire middle lane with that first blood, and because of the solo kill coming in from RTG, he also won his lane. They got the Abyssal Dragon. Arcadia can now freely move around the map without having to worry that his laners are losing, against Oro Digitos.
Arcadia is just moving everywhere. He's just everywhere for his teammate. Now you see he's at the bot side trying to look out for Walheim.
Yeah, and I like what Bren Esports is doing. They are maneuvering around the map so much that Oro Digitos, Oro Digitos, first of all, they can't match up with the rotation, and second of all, because they are losing almost all of their lanes, they can't afford to leave the lane and try to go and help out the teammate.
Yeah, especially heroes like Liliana. If you leave the lane, you will lose out so much.
And Trish, taking the safe route. Backup is nearby. Aim is ready, but I don't think he want to take this fight.
Trish doesn't spots out.
Yeah,
but Arcadia kind of something's in the bush. He walks into it.
Oh, he finds Prey.
X-Spray getting stun on. Arcadia just have to walk away.
Yeah, it's the worst possible target to start a fight on. Aim is gonna walk away with the Spirit Sentinel. Hijack that. Bren Esports, they are fine with giving that away.
Now both team is just going around, rotating around, finding the opening chance, start a fight and pick people out one by one.
See that Aim is gonna continue farming Rogue, pretty darn good at clearing the camps, but Trish as well is gonna get that stage buff, which means that she will have access to a constant rotation of spells. They allow her to gank better. Arcadia comes in, the Shadow Step brings Yas to safety, but Trish gonna continue with the chase. Arcadia tries to slash Yas down, but a great flicker brings the Hayate to safety, but Trish is not done yet. Gets the bugs out, kills off the Hayate. Backup coming in from the rest of Bren Esports to get the freeze onto the Prey. And Prey tries to spin to win, but he dies instead. Arcadia still survive like the man he is. Bren Esports walk away with 2 kills and they trade none in return.
Tane is the real man of steel right here. He dives through the tower, managed to lead his team, tank the tower, and speaking of that, look at the top side. They just tanking the tower, killing RTG. Look at how Qgraph just shredding him, like just sweeping the floor.
Yeah, Qgraph definitely did some spring cleaning in the top lane there. They will lose RTG and the tier 1 top Bren Esports. You can see RTG really tried. He tried to fight back. He actually wanted to go for the pedals, for the blossom to reset the triple threat. Wasn't able to make it in time. A bit too slow. Damage was already there. Aim. As the ultimate ready pops it, gets out of the way.
They caught Aim trying to steal the jungle and they just came here and stopped him and said, no, get out from her jungle.
Yeah, my mom used to tell me that stealing is not a good thing, and this is what they're trying to teach Aim as well. You know, don't steal from other people. It's not a good habit.
Look at Arcadia just asserting dominance everywhere he goes.
And Bren Esports now, they're still trying to kind of push the tempo. Both teams lost tier 1, one of their tier 1 towers, or Digitos. They're just trying to match up with what Bren Esports is trying to do. And if you are Bren Esports, you are in a good position, because at the end of the day, playing to not lose is not good enough. You have to play to win, and Vindicated is almost getting jumped on by Bren Esports.
Liliana is nearby, but the moment Liliana comes to the bot lane, the rest of the Bren Esports just rotate to the mid lane. This is how fast-paced Bren Esports is rotating around, and Oro is just trying their best to keep it up.
And I have to agree, you saw how fast Bren Esports were moving. They were like, I see you here, goodbye.
I'll
Chase
be
me
going away.
They're playing the game of catch at this point, and now 4 members of Bren Esports congregating on the middle lane. They want to take control of the 3rd episode dragon that's coming up in 20 seconds.
Yeah. Securing that 3rd episode dragon will be pulling the distance between them and Oro Digitos more and more apart.
Vindicated now forced to the bottom lane, the Abyssal Dragon lane. They need someone there they can fight a bit better early on compared to Hayate, which needs time to come online. As the Abyssal Dragon respawns, but Prey not really in a good spot, constantly being found out. Arcadia is just fearless on this lane.
Prey just walk into Tane and Tane just knocks him out. They walk away peacefully, but look
how
at
far he is.
Look at Tane
Look at
chasing
Tane.
them from behind.
Trish
comes in trying to back them up. X-Prey getting a little bit damage, but he just spins around and around, but Arcadia doesn't care. He knocks them out just right under their tower, but look at that. X-Prey retaliate. Trish just trying to do some damage, but no. The tower is just hitting them. But look at Delchan coming in with the ultimate. Oh my god, Delchan, you're taking a lot of damage from the tower. Better run. X-Ray is on your chase. Trish, will he survive? Look at that. Come back. Oh no, he will not survive. Delchan will manage. The H-Straight. And H-Straight will be taken down. Now Lloydie will be just cleaning that last member up.
Absolute bloodbath from Bren Esports. They are actually madmen. Diving the tier 1 like that. Lloydie trying to run away from Vindicated. He will be able to make it out, but my god, did Bren Esports. They just completely treat Digitos as tier 1 as if it's nothing. They dove it, they got the kill. Arcadia was 10 miles away from his team, and now Vindicated trying to get a kill on Lloydie. The Excalibur comes down. They will be able to kill him off, but the King's Glory from Arcadia, not enough damage. He's still trying to go for those right clicks, but Vindicated, he managed to survive that.
I think Lloydie kind of overextend his stay at the top side. His HP was already kind of low, and he still stayed there. It was an opening for Oro just to come and just clean him off.
But Bren Esports going for that dive. The tier 1 tower is actually still there.
Yeah.
They went for that dive and they got away with more kills compared to Digitos.
Yeah.
I have no idea how they managed to do that, but it just shows the level of play that Bren Esports is bringing to the table.
Now, you see, they have two first tier tower down from both sides of the team, but on the side of Bren Esports, they have the upper hand with 3 Abyssal Drag in their pocket.
And even with 3 Abyssal Dragon, net worth is actually not much difference. Digitos are still keeping up. They find Prey, they want to kill him off. Gets Excalibur in the face, easy kill. RTG runs right in, picks him up.
See how Qgraph is just sweeping the floor, cleaning the lane, giving the way for the minions to just push the tower.
Kilgroth doing Kilgroth things, pushing the lanes. Gonna get that tier 2 as Trish tries to come in for the fight. He can beat Vindicated though if he wants to, but he decides to not commit to that.
Kilgroth, it's starting to be a little bit annoying at this point. He's just split pushing his way through.
Yeah, and that's the job of Kilgroth. You just push a lane, you hit really hard and fast, and when the enemy want to kill you, just pop your ultimate and start running.
Probably that's how Oro is trying to play against Bren Esports. They know they probably can't fight against Bren Esports team fight, so they send out a Kilgroth into their team to have that split pushing composition.
Oh, great, been called out again by Arcadia. And the focus from Bren Esports is still in the top lane.
Yeah,
they want the tier 1.
With that top 1 tower down, it will be a little bit easier for them to go for the Dark Slayer.
Exactly, Dark Slayer control right now, 11 minutes in, is pretty important. Depth timers are starting to get a bit longer as well, and now
once again, Kilgroth being a little bit annoying in the bot lane, but they said we had it enough. We are going to bring you down, Vindicated. Oh, look at how he's slashing Trish HP, but that's a 2-man death. Meanwhile, on the top side, start fight. X-Ray going in, spinning his win. Oh, H-Street will be taken down. Arcadia can't really do much. Look at him getting shredded by Yes. They are forced back to their tier 2 tower.
Oh, man, the Blizzard, the idea was there, but unfortunately Prey can just go for those constant stun, cancelling the Blizzard. Now RTG trying to run away from the stun, managing to do so, but they're continuing to die. Prey to get the kill, but RTG doesn't survive. Era finds him, and Yas now go for the second one. Lloydie trying to fight back. The Hayate missing the Shuriken. Lloydie pumping out the damage, and Yas still managing to kill him. Oh, Prey is there for the backup. Or Digitos, they retaliate.
Oh my god, Oro Digitos just retaliating at this point. They saw how 2 members of Bren Esports is at the bot side dealing with the Kilgroth. They did not waste any time, they just went straight at their teammates.
Yeah, you see Vindicated just being a demolition squad right now. And Bren Esports slowly losing their momentum. They're gonna Digitos will finally get their first Abyssal Dragon after 12 minutes. They will get the Dark Slayer as well, and the entire paradigm has completely shifted in Digitos' favor.
Yeah. Now, Bren Esports has to play really, really smart. With one more mistake coming through, it will really look really bad for them.
It seems like time is ticking for Bren Esports. They missed a bit of that timing, I would say. Especially, I think the tier 1 dive on top was a bit unnecessary. They could just settle for the tier 1 tower, but they were bloodthirsty and they went right in. Even though they got more kills, but trading off your hero for a team that's behind, I think Digitos were more than happy to take them.
Now with the Drake being summoned, pushing at the top lane, a pressure will be right there. Meanwhile, Kilgroth being pressuring at the mid lane. They can't really do much. They are separated into 2 teams.
Yeah, they have to fall back into the base. There's no way they can get close to Digitos. Bren Esports, they might just lose their first high ground tower at this rate. They need to find an opening. Vindicator coming in for the middle lane as well. Digitos, they are ready to take this towards the very end as RTG goes in with the Gentleman's Duel. Gonna kill off Vindicator. No, pushing him back for now.
Dao Chan did manage to stun up, but look at that. RTG going straight in the middle format.
Arcadia?
X-Ray looking a bit. X-Ray just starts spinning around. Oh, X-Ray will be taken down. Era get a little bit problem right there. Era will be taken down, and Yets will be the next 3rd member.
Absolute perfection from Bren Esports. They knew that they can take the fight. Flicker in from Arcadia, get the knockup. H3 went for the flicker Blizzard, and RTG was fearless. He ran right in and he was like, let us start this fight right here, right now. And it's just a game of cat and mouse towards the end. Bren Esports.
RTG really did a good job in initiating that fight just now. And also the Dao Chan's ultimate coming through.
Yeah, it's Bren Esports suddenly flipping the script around. They should be able to get this high ground tower, and Aim has to be careful. Gets taken up. Arcadia, there's the Blizzard coming out. Aim has to run away with the determination. They will be able to defend that high ground tower, and they might even look for more kills. Vindicator come in, the damage is too much. H-Street. And that's the 8th layer of hell. That's where he goes. 40 seconds in the grave.
Kilgroth just suck Delchan away.
Yeah, he just swatted Delchan like a fly, you know. Just another pest.
RTG was almost caught off by 4 members of Oro Digitos. Now they're going straight for the second Dark Slayer, wasting no time.
And that gives me an idea. What if they make a cosmetic for Kilgroth, right? Whereas his big lance is actually the fly swatter. So when he attacks, he just like swats it. You know, like, you get the idea.
Extra 10 damage against
Yeah,
Crit
extra
Knight.
10 damage against
Knight.
Crit Knight, against Pest.
Okay, now look at Arcadia getting chased on by X-Spray. He's just trying to run away. The damage poking onto him. His HP getting shredded down.
Should be able to get away, but now Bren Esports being pushed back into their own base. It has been back and forth, but all good things must come to an end. Bren Esports on the rope, and the Hayate damage. Insane. RTG down to 60% health. They're looking for the super minions, but Bren Esports managing to hold on to the middle lane for now.
The Drake didn't really manage. The Drake didn't really manage to get to hit the tower, but it was good enough to push Bren Esports back into their home base.
Bren Esports showing tenacity. I expected, I do not expect less from these two teams, especially when they're demonstrating such high level of composure. But it's going to get harder and harder for Bren Esports to withstand Oro Digitos' tempo play. Because the Kilgroth is getting super huge, and the Hayate as well. This guy is almost decked out in terms of item.
Yeah, true. So, what could Bren Esports do? They just could farm out as much as they can from whatever they could find in their own jungle. And one mistake could just cost this game.
Yeah, and Bren Esports has a lot to deal with. They need to deal with the Kilgroth, split pushing, they need to deal with the top lane, which has a lot of super minions. Trish comes in, tries to go for the assassination, is vindicated, being engaged on again. Do they have the drone drop? Do they need it? Arcadia missing the ultimate. Vindicated is just too darn fast.
Yeah, he's just too darn fast. But now, looking back at the mid lane, Oro Digitos just trying to clear out whatever they can, putting a lot of pressure on Bren Esports.
Bren Esports is really feeling the heat right now. And it all stems from how Oro Digitos is trying to drag him around the map as... Ooh, Trish. Take a bit of damage from Era there. And it's going to rinse and repeat until someone finds a pick of Oro Digitos. They will dance around the top lane, wait for the Dark Slayer, get the Drake. Whereas Vindicated, he will continue pushing the bot lane in.
Yeah, I can see they are actually starting to play it really safe compared to how aggressive they were in the early game. But now look at Trish fighting against Kilgroth. He can't fight against Kilgroth anymore.
Yeah, the Exterminator starting to win out most of the fight, and the reserve kind of attitude mentality is coming in from both teams. They're both playing not to lose at this point because no one wants to throw away such a big lead, and you can see how reserved that they are. Dark Slayer will be up. This is the third one of this game. Arcadia trying to start a fight. Lloydie being caught out in the back line. And it's the Dark Slayer dance starting to commence around this area. Bren Esports, they really want it. You can feel the itch in their fingers to pull the trigger, but they're just not finding the right fight. Arcadia charges right in. Prey disrupts the backline. Aim doing so much damage. Scalper comes down. Arcadia charges right back. Prey caught out the Blizzard. Kills off the Oma. And now the Rogue stun up as well. This might be the chance for Bren Esports to turn everything around. They will find the second one. Yes, goes in with the Kunai Blitz. And will he be able to get out? He doesn't. RTG popping off. 5-2, 5-3. But yes, turning back around the Shuriken toss. They might be able to flip the script, and it's up to Lloydie to bring this around. RTG revived, but it goes down. Lloydie now the only one alive, and he dies. 3 members left from Oro Digitos. This is game 1 for the blue side.
My oh my, that was such an intense fight just now. So much resurrection was happening. Then you can see that Vindicated was just slashing non-stop, just shredding whatever that's left right there, and now they're just slashing.
And RTG was popping off in that fight, but unfortunately, yes, he was ready to take the fight as well. Well-deserved win for Oro Digitos in game number 1, but Bren Esports, you have to give them credit. They really tried to pull things back, but at the end of the day, it comes down to those minute details that they weren't able to kind of stop Oro Digitos' rampage, and it led to Oro Digitos being one step away, being one game away from the playoffs.
But I'm pretty sure Bren Esports won't let this off so easily since it's on the line.
I don't think they will let it get them down. If anything, this will make them hungrier for the win. It's like if you wound a dog, right, the dog is gonna get more angry.
Yeah.
We'll look at the results from game number 1. It's just a crazy game with so many crazy games today. Sometimes I just need a breather and gotta calm down from all the actions that we have been witnessing. 15 kills to 16, but you have to give it to Oro Digitos at the very end. For the side of Bren Esports, on the other hand, Arcadia, man, a lot of things would not have happened if it weren't for Arcadia saying that, guys, let's take the fight to Oro Digitos. We cannot wait. They'll keep split pushing. They'll keep taking objectives. We have to fight. And Arcadia says, screw it, I'm going in. And it could have been anyone's victory in that final clash.
It could work in the early game. You can see how much good initiation that Arcadia did. But starting from the middle to the late game, you can see it. He can't sustain anymore cause you can see Liliana's damage is getting more. There's Hayate, then there's Rogue also. So it's like Arcadia, he's the only tank right there. He can't sustain that much of damage. That's why his usability right there just slowly fell off.
Yeah, and the Resurrection actually won Oro Digitos the fight. Yas went in with the Kunai Blitz, immediately disappears, he revives, he repositioned with the Shadow Step, and he just melted Bren Esports. Because by the time he revived Bren Esports, they have nothing left. The front line, Arcadia went down. Lloydie was desperately trying to fend off against Vindicators, who's dominating the fight. RTG just died, so when he came back up, he was in the middle of 3 really mad Oro Digitos' heroes.
Yeah, not only that, their main damage dealer, which is the Crickneck, he was too occupied on the kill graph, so it made him straight away from his teammate, and that's where it was an opening for Oro Digitos to just attack the rest of the teammate. Because hey, Crickneck is not here, let's attack his teammate.
Yeah, Crickneck reminds me of a cockroach, right? Like when you chases a single target, it just chases you until the end of the world. And unfortunately for Vindicator, he's not scared of roaches. That guy sent Crickneck back to the dinosaur age. Starting off, Fennec ban out, pretty standard. And I think if we end up with the same bans, then that's where the pick starts to get interesting. Because you're letting go a lot of picks that it's on top of the list. Fennec, Lindis, pretty straightforward. We've seen these 2 ban out in game number 1. Bren Esports now, they ban out Lindis in the first phase in game 1. But now they have to pick someone else to ban. It's going to be the Valheim to take it out.
They didn't want to let Oro Digitos pick out the strong Valheim for themselves. Because Valheim sometimes, if the Valheim gets fed at the late game, it could be quite a problem, especially with the stuns coming through. And Oro Digitos will be banning away Violet.
Yep, Violet taken out, Valheim out as well, which means that Bren Esports now, they have a chance to flex that Hayate if they want to. Or Digitos, they are considering who to ban now. It's not going to be the Violet. They are now looking at Darcy. And it's mostly going to be Darcy. They are willing to let that Hayate through. And Bren Esports, because the Violet was left open, they were like, oh right,
let's pick it up.
Violet it is.
Now with the Violet, they locked in the marksman for themselves. Now we will see how Oro Digitos will pick up the next hero.
It kind of felt like this was like a year or 2 ago where Violet is always the first pick. The trip down memory lane, right? Oro Digitos now, they have Timmy. They won't have the Hayate to couple out with Timmy, but they have to tell Anas if they want to. They can open up with a Timmy Varus, let's say, because I don't think... Because Bren Esports will definitely not go for any more marksmen. They have ran dual marksman once. They ran Fennec and Elsu. It did not work out.
I think Talanas would be the greatest pick right now, as it's still open and we see how it worked in the earlier game. But as you said, they picked out Varish, which is also quite a good pick.
Yeah, and I really like this robust start. It felt like Oro Digitos, just like game number 1, the starting drafts looks very robust. They started the first game with Hayate, Liliana, and Omar. It just left Bren Esports that wondering how are we gonna ban against this team. And now you have a Varus and Teamy. You're pushing Bren Esports back to the same spot that they were in the previous game.
Now with the Baudum getting hovered over, ooh, we're finally seeing a Baudum getting through this time.
Yeah, I honestly think Baudum is the best pick that Bren Esports can go for now. I have not seen Arcadia on the Anat. I don't expect the Anat to go on to Arcadia anyways. Baudum seems to be a bit more fitting for that. They will lock Baudum in as alongside the Crixie.
Baudum, probably what Baudum can do is maybe lock Teamy down to avoid him using the ultimate.
Yeah, but it's a tall order. We all understand how Baudum's ultimate works. Does not have the cooldown isn't that good, isn't that short. If you miss it, Oro Digitos can just run straight at you, and they have good heroes to do so. Prada being hovered over by Oro Digitos right now. Let's see if they want to go for it. I personally feel like even Illumia is gonna do wonders, but they will pick up Prada and they will ban out Tara.
Prada has opened a lot to our eyes today.
Oh yeah.
We've seen a lot of Prada used pretty good.
Until Anas ban out, pretty much expected. The only marksman that we've seen so far out of this rotation, we've only seen 5 marksmen. Violet, actually 6 if you count Elsu in.
Lindis.
Rogue is the 7th one. Yeah, 7 marksmen so far. Actually, no, 8. We've seen Morin as well. With the ninth one can be Whiffs, but Whiffs is just horrible. That I can say for certain. Whiffs is just horrible. Superman banned out by Oro Digitos.
Nope, it will be the Rogue.
There you go. I would be shocked if they go for the Superman.
Banning out Superman would be kind of wasting your ban right there.
Turn to pick.
Omen now taken out by Bren Esports. But same thing, Oro Digitos robust start. They can pretty much toy with the draft as much as they want for the rest of the game. I think at this point, the marksman, not sure who they're gonna go for, or they have to go down the tier list, or either that, or they just they just pick another fighter and then finish it off with a tank. We saw how Oro Digitos against Emmet Hexa, they run dual tanks. They run both the Crash and the Chogna, I believe, and they won against Emmet Hexa. Perhaps Oro Digitos can kind of go down the same line. Crash is still on the table. Irie as well, might be the second Irie pick.
You seen how Oro, was it Axis that picked up Irie just now?
Yeah, it was a sky blue one.
Yeah, it actually, if you played it well, it can actually work, and we'll see how Oro Digitos will play out their Irie.
Irie seems like it is the pick for Oro Digitos. They're gonna bring out that female ninja to hopefully secure them that playoff spot. But Superman now gonna show himself for the second time. It's going to be Bren Esports that takes it.
Oh, Superman getting through. You see how Superman didn't really perform well earlier.
Yeah. That game was actually a catastrophe for Superman. Yena's gonna be locked in. I'm surprised that Yena isn't still the. I think Yena is like kind of placed in the middle. I'm expecting Yena to be like first pick every single time, but apparently it could be up to how this team's want to draft around as well. Because at the end of the day, Yena is still this fighter that can dominate the DS lane pretty easily and always has great scaling. So Yena being the last pick for Bren Esports, or Omen ban out as well. There's no Rogue, Oro Digitos. They kind of think how they want to go up against this Yena towards in the stage of the game.
Let's look at what they are lacking. Do you think they will still try and find way to pick out a marksman for themselves?
Like what, Yorn?
Yorn? Hey, we didn't really see the Yorn. Who knows, it might work.
Oh, there's a Slims as well. Yeah, I totally forgot about that. There we go.
The crazy rabbit that you say?
Yeah, this is Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. This is what happened. This will be the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland if the rabbit has ADHD.
Throwing spears.
Yeah, throwing javelin, throwing spears at other people. But Slim's a great pick. The long range spear is always going to be a great threat. It's not easy to catch Slims with the Baudum. You can always leap away. So both teams, they've locked in their pick, and for this one, I'm actually just going to make it be 50-50. I'm not going to try to predict who is going to win. It all seems so close. Previously, even the previous game, it felt like at one point it's just impossible to pinpoint a winner until it was really over.
Yeah. Today's game has been so, how do I say, unpredictable.
Yeah,
It's just like, it just breaks all our expectations.
oh man, especially when the pick starts coming out, right? But what are your expectations looking at the lineup of these two teams?
For me, how do I say it? I see that on the side, they have Baudem, they have the Crixie. These two are pretty solid picks, and also not forgetting the Yena. Just have to see how they play it around. Like as we said, as we've seen it throughout this whole ESL. If you use your Baudem and you miss outed, it's kind of a bit over for your team.
Yep. So we'll see if Oro Digitos can close this game 2 out cleanly. Because the game is ready, we'll jump right in. Game number 2 of the lower bracket finals. Group A, Oro Digitos taking on Bren Esports.
Things started off a little bit heating up. They have spread away some of Timmy's HP right there.
Yeah, Superman just doing Superman stuff. You clear a wave, you disrupt the other lane, you go back and clear wave. It's a boring life for Superman. It's not easy being a superhero, especially when...
You have to save the day, save the game. And
I mean, especially when your tournament lives are on the line. He really has to be the Superman for the team.
No, Baudem now going around the map. Now they are going for the Seagull just to gain a bit of vision for them.
Yeah, and again, it's this kind of slow start for both teams that will allow the marksman jungler for both Bren Esports and Oro Digitos to go for full clear and hit that level 4 by the minute and 30 seconds mark alongside the first jungle item. And Violet will be slightly slower in that department.
I like how Vindicated played out Qgraph in the earlier game, and now let's see. I'm really looking forward to how he's gonna play out the Irie.
Yeah, and Superman should be fine. It's not easy to catch Superman when your projectile has a travel time. Yats though, he might suffer slightly a bit against RTG's Yena.
Oh, Spider-Man against Irie, just playing a game of pushing here and there.
Yeah, it's a game of push and shove at this point. So Spirit Sentinel going over to the Crixie, I believe. RTG clearly winning out the trade in the bottom lane, and you can't really blame the Varus.
Yeah, you can't blame the Varus because Yena has the long range poke while Varus has to go up close. So if you really have to fight on Yena, it's a little bit disadvantageous for him.
Yeah, and not just that. If you cripple the Abyssal Dragon laner early on, it guarantees you more control at that area as well, and you can see how
The deep root coming in,
both
stunning out the Arcadia, but nothing much yet.
still a pretty slow one. RTG is having the time of his life, and it's going to be definitely going to be a slow start because both teams, they don't want to give anything, they don't want to give any leeway to their opponents, and especially if you're Oro Digitos, you definitely want to keep your lead.
Yeah, definitely want to keep your lead, bringing game to 2-0 and close it up. But now they have started the Abyssal Dragon, and it will be going to the side of Bren Esports. Arcadia flipping Yets over.
Yes, trying to make something happen right there with the sprint. He just said, but unfortunately not able to do so as Lloydie. I mean, he might be Superman, but you can't break that wall. That's made of special kind of rock.
I guess Superman does do mistakes at times too.
Yeah, it's Superman. Well, it's going to be Seagull taken away. Lloydie's a bit off with the laser eyes timing.
Arcadia just trying his best to be the frontliner, put charge, but he farts in the bush.
Gotta be discreet, man. He can't.
Just being very polite.
Yeah, we call that public indecency. You know, it's not good. It's not good. You can't keep doing that.
Oh, Preda going up in the top lane, giving Superman a lot of pressure.
They're gonna visit Superman for a bit. RTG is always going to be winning out in the bottom lane against Yats. You can see Both of them are just dancing around the seagull. They both know that where each others are. Prey's gonna get knocked out by the Crixie. Arcadia looking for the flip. They will find it, but Arcadia right into the javelin of Aim, and that's the Nature's Prison. Catches onto Timmy. Can they kill him off? Timmy does have the up if he needs it. He's gonna use it and he'll come back to life. Era dropping low, but Prey survives.
Oh, the Crixie throwing out the Moonfall was a really, really good timing, especially. And also, the Bowdom's ultimate just locking down Timmy, extending his time there.
Vindicator tries to come in and disrupt the taking of the might buff. Unfortunately, there was no way that it could happen. RTG clearing out the jungle, I believe. Some camps in the bottom side. It's either that or he went to the middle lane. I didn't really catch that, but he got to the bot lane just in time fighting. Yes, he gets the silence from the passive, but guess what? 4 members still while RTG has to flicker away to safety, and he will.
Now they force out the flicker on the away from the Yena. It probably will be a little bit easier for Varus to fight on. About it.
5 minutes in. Still a pretty slow game. Vindicators trying to feel the heat, trying to clear out the way, gets the ultimate, gets the shield, trying to kill off Trish, gets the execute, but Trish tumbles away, and Lloydie will give him the punch to end it all. Yes, dropping lows as well, doesn't afford the tower. Barricade comes up with the flip, that's fine. Prey now Aim going ham with the damage, but it's under RTG who doesn't really fear anything. They will kill off the teammate.
The strength of Crixie's Moonfall. She can just open out these stands from afar and just deal a lot of damage for you.
Yeah, and Timmy, Prey knowing that he's gonna die, didn't even bother using that ultimate. He doesn't want to bait his team into a fight that he knows that they're not gonna win. So, a decent start for Bren Esports.
It's just 5 minutes down the road and the top first tier tower is already taken down by Bren Esports.
But you obviously cannot count Oro Digitos out just yet. They do have a late game scaling lineup. Their mid game spike is also pretty strong, but
they're just pushing it. They're just pushing it a bit too fast for Oro Digitos to actually slowly bring it up to late game. But what Oro Digitos can do now is just try to hold it out as much as they can. Like Food coming in, trying to disrupt the episode. Dragon
steals it!
Oh, they get stolen. 8th Street getting caught in the middle.
Oh, the
Nature's Prison caught them up. Look at Bren Esports just closing up onto Oro Digitos. Vindicator will be slowly getting chased out by Arcadia. RTG. Will RTG lose his life?
God, the knockback!
Ew, so close, but that will be a pause coming from.
Absolutely monstrous fight right there. That could not have went any better for Bren Esports. It all started with Oro Digitos trying to go for the steal. They stole the Abyssal Dragon and they were like, hey guys, we are going to take the fight right here, right now. They walked right into all the ultimates from the side of Bren Esports. Nature's Prison locked down the core right on top of the Yena dual wheel Crescent Strike. He smashes them through, and the knockback from the dual wheel was just absolute perfection. And Bren Esports, they crushed that fight.
This is what you want to see from a good Bowdom's ultimate. You just lock the whole team down, give enough time for your teammate to come back, and just fight on.
Yeah, and I honestly think that was that was one of the best team fights that you could have asked for. Oro Digitos, you can see that they want to contest. They got the Abyssal Dragon. Fine. You thought it was the end? Bren Esports they just executed that so good that Oro Digitos had no chance to fight back.
Now all the first tier 1 tower on the side of Oro Digitos has been taken down. It's not looking good for them, but we'll see how they work out on the late game. As you know, this game has been full of surprises so far.
Oh yeah, but considering the lead that Bren Esports just got from winning that fight, Oro Digitos, they must be really starting to feel the heat right now. Like, how can we turn this around? Arcadia, an absolute monster, and of course RTG as well. You cannot count that out when he's in the Dark Slayer lane.
It's just the 7th minute and they are really rushing onto the Dark Slayer. Just see how much lead they are taking right now. They took it uncontested. Timmy just trying to go over. But he walks into Lloydie. He have to flicker away.
Yeah, you have to flicker from the Superman. He just continues to knock you back if you don't. And this is bad news for the Irie because Irie is so far behind right now. Only 4.3k. Only has a rank breaker, in fact, at this point. You can't really dash in. If you thought that Crixie with the Moonfall is hard to deal with, right now, with Bren Esports' lead, if you dash in, you die.
Yeah, you dash in, you will definitely die. Now look at how good Baldum is just trying to gatekeep Oro's Digitos from coming out.
Yeah, Daddy Baldum really doing the job right, and yes, going against RTG, but obviously RTG winning out. The silence from the passive is actually something that a lot of people underestimate, simply because it will break. It is a combo breaker.
At the mid lane, they are slowly stomping in. They want to take down the second tier tower. But meanwhile, at the bot side, the Drake has been released. Oh, yeah, it's trying her best to actually be at the top side to defend, but it seems she can't as she is against 4 men of Bren Esports.
Yeah, and it's starting to get hard right now for Oro Digitos. Almost 10 minutes in, the Moonfall comes in. Yasuka's flip back Barricade has to jump away. The Nation's Priest catches the call. Preyna has to run away with the ultimate. The Violet Bullet kills him off in point. He doesn't get his ultimate off. No revive for 30 seconds. Bren Esports trying to push it to game number 3, and it seems like they might be able to do so right now. Vindicated. He is occupied by the Superman, and Superman is not letting this ninja go. They will lose that top tier 3 tower. Bren Esports cracking the base in under 10 minutes.
The Oro Digitos have to really defend their tower hard. They can't fight. It's just like every team fight is just not in their favor.
Yeah, and you can see that the pressure is starting to mount onto Oro Digitos. They really want to make something happen, but they won't be able to do it just now. They can clear away pretty quickly with the Era's play Spectre, but that's about it.
So, what can Oro Digitos do at this point to bounce back up?
You just gotta skill. I think there's no other way to skill. But you can't skill if you are dead aim, gets caught out, instant annihilation.
A little small mistake right there. Just walking straight into the bush.
Yeah, and those mistakes do add up. He is still down for 20 seconds. Darkslayer will be up 3 seconds before he respawns. I don't know if Oro Digitos can even contest that. What I do know is Bren Esports, all they need is just one more fight.
Yeah, Bren Esports just need one more fight to secure this and bring the game to the third one.
What a way to kick off this series for sure with Oro Digitos. They had a dominating game. I wouldn't say dominating game 1. They had a spectacular show, but in this game it felt like Bren Esports were just tossing them around.
They have secured the second Darkslayer for themselves.
Yep, they're coming to go for the kill. There's a dragon being summoned, but Moonfall comes down onto Era, who tries to use the ultimate to get away. The flicker on top of him to kill him off. Now Aim has to jump to safety, but look at Lloydie, and he's just planning to catch one Prey. Use the ultimate, he will revive a Vindicator, trying to make the magic happen with the ultimate, is not able to do so as Prey goes down. There's a double kill for the Crixie. Now Aim goes down as well. The bullet just pierces right through Oro Digitos. Bren Esports, they found the bullseye, and they found the prize, which is the core. Ladies and gentlemen, what a way for the lower bracket series to unfold. We are going to a game number 3.
My oh my. We are seeing a lot of intense games coming in from ESL.
And Bren Esports went from a pack of puppies to a squad of hounds. This guy, they're sniffing out Oro Digitos, and they never let go of their opponents. They just ran them down. I have nothing to say about Bren Esports' performance in that game. It was just picture perfect.
Probably the problem with the side of Oro Digitos, their pick was they didn't really have like what we said, they didn't have a proper marksman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't have a consistent DPS damage dealer from behind. The moment one gets down, another down, because what I can see from their team, they are like an ecosystem. They are actually constantly supported by each other. When one gets down, the whole ecosystem is false.
Yeah, and their only front line was the Teamy and the Varus, and Teamy is not really the most reliable front line. His skill doesn't enable him to tank. His passive is, I would say, the worst passive in the game. You get extra gold, plunder. That's pretty much it. You do have to revive, but You can give Oro Digitos 8 lives and they will still not be able to win the fight against Bren Esports. That was I think the pinnacle showcasing of what a perfectly executed fight can go, and everything went wrong from the Abyssal Dragon fight.
Yeah, true. Now we'll be looking into the results of the match. Damn.
Just deep breaths.
Oh, there's too much
It's too much, you know.
overwhelming games.
It gets to your head sometime, but clean slate. Arcadia died once, man. That guy ruined the whole KDA thing.
Hey, he tried. He tried.
Small consolation prize
Yeah.
for the Slins.
But you can see how much Violet took away. He has a 5-0 for KDA right there. Makes him the MVP of the whole game. But of course, without Bowden, Violet wouldn't probably be a damage dealer from the back.
Oh yeah, about Arcadia, I think as always, whenever we say the name Arcadia right now, we just have to give huge respect to this man, that he really is the guy to set up the fights. And I wouldn't be surprised if Arcadia is the shot caller for Bren Esports at this point, but RTG demonstrated a phenomenal solo performance in that game as well. The way he controls the lane, the way he wins the fight. The fight between him and Yas, he was low health and he somehow wins with his mechanics on Yenna. That you don't get to execute that easily. It's not as easy as you think.
And not only that, we have to see a lot of great initiation starting from Crixie. Her Moonfall, the moment she just opens a Moonfall, it's like a call for the teammate, just rush in, let's fight.
Yeah, that's the war horn.
It's like the war cry.
You feel like an old Digitos, right? They have one kill, and somehow Era and Yas are not part of it. But they got dismantled. They got surgically torn apart in that game too. You can't really blame Oro Digitos. It's just Bren Esports. They found a formula. It's like the perfect equation to solve the problem of what if Oro Digitos pulls out something out of the bag.
Now, with 20... Oh.
Where do we begin?
We start from the bans, of course. Now you can see on the side of Bren Esports, they have banned away like usual the Fennec. And on the side of Oro Digitos, they have banned out the Necrof and Hayate.
Yep, Necrof and Hayate not going to be showing any more presence. Hayate surprisingly was not picked up by Bren Esports in that previous game that they won, and it's pretty fine because Oro Digitos know, because Bren Esports didn't pick up Hayate, they will certainly pick Hayate if it goes through the bans, and they just instantly ban it out. But Bren Esports, on the other hand, still the same thing. Fennec taken out, Violet out of the equation as well.
Now Violet, you can see how Bren Esports played out Violet just now. It was just so violent. Sorry, I just have to do
Come on.
it.
Roses are red, violets are blue.
No, violets are purple.
Oh yeah.
So
Right,
now
fine.
we'll be going to the first pick. What would Vindicated pick it?
Oh, how do you start this draft? I think you have to kind of go back to...
Lindis, though.
Yeah, you have to go back to the basics. It's Lindis for Oro Digitos. Lindis was banned out in both games, and no teams have been able to touch her. But Oro Digitos, they put all the eggs in a Lindis basket for this final game.
Ooh, Darcy finally getting through in the last game of the day.
Yep, Darcy, once in a while he gets through, but when he does, it's usually almost always the most crucial game of the series. Still have one pick to kind of consider. It might be the Varus for Bren Esports. They have not picked up that hero just yet. And this might be their chance to flex this fighter assassin. And there we go.
To pick.
Now with the Darcy and Varus getting picked up by Bren Esports, that's a two solid pick right there.
Oro Digitos, they still have the Teamy, they still have the Tane that they can consider. Heck, they can even go for the Crash that they use in the series against M8 Hexa. I wouldn't be surprised, and I wouldn't disagree with that either. But let's see who they want to go for. I was thinking of the Chokna as well. They might want to fall back to that draft that they kind of formulated in the winners bracket series. Chokna been covered over. I would say this is most likely a lock-in for Oro Digitos.
Chokna is a pretty good pick to counter against whatever Bren's gonna pick up, because the ultimate is pretty useful.
Yeah, you're disruptive, you're tanky, you're immune to crowd control. They're gonna bring in the Ryoma as well. I believe we saw Ryoma in the previous series against M8 Hexa. They did lose that game, but they're gonna try to give Ryoma another shot.
Yeah. Now we'll be looking at how Bren will be picking up their final picks in the first phase.
Yeah, they picked Dane, they picked Bowdem. They have not picked Omar. Oro Digitos were the one who picked up Omar. Bren Esports still have a
Chance.
pretty, decent hero pool to work with in terms of tank.
Oh,
They
the
might go for
Scud.
RTG
Ooh.
Scud.
I really like the Scud pick.
Red team's
There we go,
turn to
RTG.
ban.
It could be RTG. It could be
Red team's turn
It could be
Arcadia.
Arcadia
Yeah,
Varus.
Arcadia.
You never know. Omen now banned out by Bren Esports. I'm surprised that. No, actually, I'm not surprised. I was about to say Yena, but Bren Esports did pick Yena. Maybe Oro Digitos can consider that. But judging from the fact that they have the Ryoma, I don't think Yena's gonna go through.
Yeah. With the Ryoma pick, they probably won't let the Yena go through, but we'll see what the bans be on the side of Oro Digitos. What ban would... Oh, an Annette.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really seen an Annette so far.
We actually saw Annette, I think, once or twice. Then.
Once or twice,
yeah.
but not really often.
It's not really was not really the priority pick, I think. Annette doesn't really frontline too well. You have to remember, Ignatius is not tanky, but she has great utility, but she's not the person that you want to be in front and soak up damage. Crixie now taken out by Bren Esports. They did have a phenomenal show with the Crixie last game, and they're not going to give it away to Oro Digitos, if anything.
Yeah, if they have the Crixie, it'll be a little bit of problem, especially paired up with a Ryoma and a Chokna. Chokna can slow you down, Crixie just open a Moonfall, and it'll be a bit of disaster right there.
Exactly, and Teamy now being banned out, Oro Digitos, they were not able to find success with Teamy, but they're not going to give it away to Bren Esports as well, and Payna now picked up another hero that I did not expect to even show up in this tournament. Bren Esports, they're going to show me what this hero is all about.
A brand new support in the pool.
This should be Arcadia. This should be Arcadia by Payna.
But for Oro Digitos, do you think they'll go for a double marksman?
I should hope not. I think you can bank your marksman damage on the Lindis. They still need to settle the issue with...
A mage.
Yeah,
They still need a mage right there.
they picked Preda, they picked Liliana.
There's still a Kali.
There's still
over
Kali,
there.
there's still Illumia, there's no Crixie, unfortunately. Natalia is a good one as well. Natalia is actually a good choice. I expect to see Natalia at some stage of the tournament, but it seems like this is going to be the one that Natalia debuts. Marja, she came in during the first day, she disappeared for the rest of the day until now. So Oro Digitos, everything is on the line, and they have decided to bring out Natalia and Marja.
Marja would be pretty useful, especially against Darcy.
Yeah, the Ghost Walk, right?
Yeah.
You can't target Marja. We've seen Marja versus Varus matchup, I believe, on day 1. Red Esports will close things out with the Kali. This is it. I like the sound of the drums. It's the game knows, it's the final fight.
It's the final fight. It's a do or die. It's the third game and the final game of the day.
It's potentially the last game for one of these teams. It will be the last game for one of these teams as well. Oro Digitos and Bren Esports. This is the kind of stage of a tournament that it always gets to me that I have to say goodbye to the team. I feel like I don't get to learn enough about them, and then I have to wave them goodbye. It's like you don't get to see your child growing up and then you have to send them out to private school. I have a bad analogy, but you get the idea.
But it's all part of being in a competition.
I
You learn. It's like you said you can't. It's like growing up a child, right? You send your child to the kindergarten, you say goodbye. But
he comes back.
He comes back getting stronger. That's the whole point.
He comes back by the end of the day, but these teams don't come back until next.
They come back in the next tournament. Hey.
Yeah, but I think for one last time we have to set our expectations for this. I think either way, one team will taste the glory. But we can talk about expectations in game because it is already underway. We'll jump right in. Final game of this lower bracket finals. Oro Digitos against Bren Esports.
Start still pretty smooth and sailing in the early game. Now Vera's trying to do a little bit of poke onto Era, but Prey is by the side. Look at Chok now just doing the poke. Lloyd trying his best to poke it out. One man. Arcadia will be coming for back up. Oh, Ames will be joining the fight. Look at the damage on Lloydie.
Lloydie is actually fearless on that Vera, just running at two members of Oro Digitos. That's not even a single carry in the world.
There's just so much action
Oh
in the
no,
mid
the
lane.
stun.
Look at Era probably going down, and Era will be taken down as first, but Lloydie will probably be the next victim. Look at Yats just
RTG?
coming in.
Oh god, the heal. Arcadia's Pena. My goodness. Helps
so
Lloydie so
good.
much. They drag Marja to the top lane. A Street will have the fierce bottom lane tower. Yes, Nakama, he flickered right into the stun. Oh, Bren Esports. If we thought they were playing fast in game 1 and game 2, this is on a whole nother level.
They're playing Kali bot lane again.
And they're playing Darcy jungle.
Oh, just so much wonders. I'm just saying.
Wow, what a surprise.
Now, once again, in the mid lane, they're just not giving up. There's just so much fight happening. It's just the first minute.
Yeah, and I don't think Oro Digitos can contest this. Prey can do his best, but the zoning from Bren Esports is just too much for Oro Digitos to even consider going in for a disruption.
Now you can see they're slowly rotating down to the bot side. Probably because the Abyssal Dragon has already spawned, and they would want to take this down to gain that first small lead in this game.
Yep, Oro Digitos will reach there. First, they will be in the vicinity for now. I'm going to clear out that bottom wave. And for the rest of Bren Esports, I think they are pretty confident they can take on any fight right now against Oro Digitos.
But both teams seems uninterested at the Dragon right now. They are just back pushing their lane and now going back to the Dragon. Look at them. They already gathered there, starting it already uncontested.
Now Bren Esports going for an easy Abyssal Dragon. 3 minutes in, the first one will go down. And it seems like it might be a collapse in the middle lane. RTG comes in. That's the ultimate off. Lloydie still pretty much in a good spot. Might see a big fight right now as Aim is ready with this auto attack. Vindicator misses that long range stun, and it will be a disengage for both teams.
Party started, but no one died.
Man,
At this point, it's just so intense.
the party started but no one died.
Look
That is in a
at
whole
it.
another level.
The
But
party started at the bot lane. Look at Lloydie just going in, trying to shut down Era. They just walk through the tower. No fear. Look at Arcadia once again walking through the tower, going out. Lloydie getting confronted by X-Spray.
Yeah,
He just doesn't
doesn't
care.
care.
He goes for X-Era instead.
Oh my god, he's
Look
recording
at
help.
that. He's just one-on-one trying to gain on that passive
Kali?
stack. The Kali ultimate comes through, shredding them, but Era managed to
Oh.
dodge them out. Lloydie doesn't give up, but Marja is here.
The Lloydie missed the Venom, misses the ultimate. Could have been a kill onto Era. Unfortunate right there, but oh my goodness, Bren Esports, they just... Towers to them don't exist, they just went right past, but now they're gonna try and take out the tail one in the middle lane, or at least chunk it up to 50%. And they will turn their attention to Spirit Sentinel.
And they just have no fear. I can see how I like how Arcadia has been playing the game the whole day. It's just so fearless.
Yeah, Arcadia probably is... Feels like a father figure, you know? He leads the charge. He's like the general of the team at this point. He dictates when the fight starts. He dictates when the fight ends. He dictates who that lives and who dies. You get the idea. H3 trying to clear out the wave, doing it pretty well, dodging the entire stun. He won't be able to clear out the entire wave though because he was zoned out. Might need to give up the tail one in the bottom lane. The backup is coming in.
The backup is coming
Did it
in.
arrive in time?
RTG but they will catch up X-Spray first.
Nah,
Oh, Lloydie trying once again. Look out, look at Maja's damage. Arcadia getting shredded out. They will have to retreat at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, Arcadia ran right into the Natalia and just get laser beamed down to the grave. This should be the Abyssal Dragon going over to Oro Digitos. Meanwhile, the flicker in from RTD trying to look for Vindicator. Vindicator gets the stun on, but gets the power glove. Taste that, that's the home run.
Oh.
Almost manages to get away, but A-Straight is ready with that right click, that auto attack, and get the kill.
Vindicated as usual being that annoying split pusher.
Vindicator has been doing vindicated things.
Things are still going pretty. I don't know how to say. It's like it looks slow, but sometimes it looks very aggressive.
Is that just passive aggressive thing?
It's like a roller coaster ride.
Oh, definitely a roller coaster ride for both teams right now, especially when this is the final game. As Trish almost gets stunned up, but seems like they found error. As Lloydie and Arcadia going right in. Payne ultimate coming out as well. Trish joining the fight, trying to go for some love tap. Era pops the ultimate, gets the heal, but not enough. There's the Venom coming through from Lloydie, trying to go for Prey and Aim. They're both running away. Prey does have the ultimate to get to safety. He also used the heal to keep his team alive.
They did a good job by taking out the main damage dealer for now, I would say, because Natalia is doing a very decent amount of damage.
We haven't seen Aim showing up so far. He's just trying to farm out as much as he could.
Okay, Vindicated just standing at the side, trying to show himself right now.
Yeah, it seems like already told they want to pick a fight, but the moment they see more than one member of Bren Esports nearby, they will second guess if they should go for the engage.
At the mid lane, you can see a little bit of party going through. There's a party of poking you, poking me. You know, like how Facebook they just poke each other.
You know, like in primary school, you just poke your friend, and then your friend pokes you back, and then you just end up fighting, and then you're separating your tables.
That's like what they're doing right now.
Yeah,
they're just like, hey, I just poked you.
I dare you to poke me back, and if you poke hard enough, someone is gonna die. That is the.
Someone's just gonna give up, okay?
Yeah, someone's just gonna start a fight because like you poke me too hard. So third Abyssal Drake of the game. It seems like Bren wants to make it their second one to take. No contest from Oro Digitos whatsoever.
With that dragon being taken down, they will have a little bit more.
Aim might need to start running though.
Yeah.
Vamir, Arcadia getting slowed down. Aim with the damage. Lloydie has a retreat as well. Arcadia pops the ultimate, and Natalia, and there's it. Prey gets the stun, bouncing onto Era. Gets out with his life, but they do lose the tower in the top lane. Tier 1 taken down by the minions.
Oh, they're just trying to... Once again, they're just trying to take down the
Ooh,
middle lane.
RTG. Man.
Ooh, Lloydie doesn't give up, still chasing on Era.
Yeah, they just feel like they just ran right in. Like, I think if you see 4 guys running at you, you would run. You would get the heck out of there. But the next objective for Bren Esports is definitely the mid lane tier 1. Fortunately, there's no creep wave there just yet. So
Yeah, there's no creep wave. They have to wait, but they are still there trying to hold it out. Meanwhile, Scud is just doing his job, speed pushing, but both teams are trying their best at the mid lane, not allowing each other to take down the middle top.
yeah, it's like a tango dance in the middle lane. Spirit Sentinel will be out. This should go over to Oro Digitos. Bren Esports not in the position to contest that either way. And now they're looking for H3. We're trying to get away on the Kali. Gets stunned. Then is the burst coming out. Should be the easy kill onto H3. He doesn't get away, but there's a counter engage coming in for Bren Esports. Aim getting focused on Lloydie to go for the kill. Aim running away. Still running away. Still running away. He gets out. Maybe Yasno so lucky trying to sustain the damage, and he will finally fall. But the Lindis gets out with his life.
Even with Marja throwing out her ulti, being untargetable, in the end she is still the first one to get down.
Yeah, they did buy a lot of time, and at Aim, he went out of vision into the brush, and he got the bonus movement speed from his passive, so it allowed him to get out of jail. Dodging a big bullet right there. Bren Esports, a lot of commitment, but unfortunately getting the Marja alone isn't satisfactory.
The Natalia did try to pull out ulti just now, but apparently I think it was cancelled as it wasn't that long.
Oh yeah, I was expecting the ulti to just cut right through. But now again, the Abyssal Dragon Dance coming up. Prey going in with the 3-man slow. It might be Oro Digitos wanting to take this fight. They managed to push Bren Esports back, which means that the Abyssal Dragon definitely gonna go over to the blue side.
We are slowly starting to see the Lindis doing a lot of damage right now. But now at the mid lane, Lloydie trying to go in onto Kali's
Yats.
ultimate go through, but Maja throws out her ultimate, she gets untargetable.
Yeah, and everyone just scrambling to block the Kali ultimate in place of Marja, making sure that she survives, you know.
What a loving team.
What a great team.
Yeah.
What a great
That's
team.
what we need.
Yeah, that's it. That's everyone's dream teammate, right? Blocking taking the bullet for you. You know, you have to be selfless sometimes.
But in the end, Maja says, hey, I don't need it. I have my ultimate.
It's gonna be rinse and repeat though. A Street, Kali ultimate again. They just want the tier 1. They will find it.
Now finally the mid lane. Tier 1 tower on the side of Oro Digitos.
Man, Oro Digitos, they are starting to feel the kind of same feeling from game number 2, where Bren Esports are just pushing them around the map, but this time they have a better chance of retaliating. Prey. The Arcada, there we go, the Natalia damage coming in. The burst is actually pretty painful. They are putting a lot of eggs into the Lindis basket, and Lindis has to really do the carrying. Look at Aim's damage. My goodness. They found Trish, and he will be able to get away.
Like earlier on, you said like we didn't really see Lindis a lot yet, but now Lindis has far more. She is slowly getting that damage, and here she is just doing a lot of pokes. Look at that poke on Lloydie.
Lloydie in the wrong place.
Oh, Lloydie will be going down, but look at RTG going in, smashing everyone. The damage just come down, but Maja opens the ultimate. Natalia also opening her laser beam, but it really didn't reconnect.
Oh man, RTG just gave Vindicator his fist right up and sent him to the grave. That is the One Punch Man, but A Street, he flickered over the wall to try to land that last hit onto, I believe, Yats. Wasn't able to get in range for that. Slightly unfortunate. But Oro Digitos, they're showing signs of retaliation. They're not going down without a fight.
All they need to do is to protect their Lindis, because that is kind of like their source of damage. Do you see how Lindis just shreds down Lloydie just now?
I didn't even say Lindis. I actually yeah. Lloydie, he was quite in a bad position, and you know, even I didn't expect the amount of damage coming out, honestly, from that Lindis. But did you see how Vindicator got shredded? That guy disappeared. I didn't even see him.
I just saw a big guy jumping in and
I
just
saw a big guy.
which is the Scud.
Oh,
RTG, look at the damage coming from Natalia.
Yeah, you have to constantly be aware of Natalia. When she catches you with the stun, you're gonna take a heap of damage, and that is 2 members from Bren Esports being chunked out. They're still trying to defend this middle lane tower, which they will for now.
You can slowly see that Bren Esports is struggling a bit, but look at RTG just fisting Vindicator his way out.
And RTG, they just needed one more power glove to end Vindicator's life. Thankfully, he had the flicker, but meanwhile, in the top lane, it seems like all the structures are falling for the side of Bren Esports. They somehow still managed to keep the tier 1 in the middle lane alive, so that is definitely the silver lining for the red team.
You can take my top, you can take my bottom, but not my mid lane. But
Lloydie trying to go in with the steal with the Venom, not gonna find it though. Now he's trying to retreat. He will get out, and Diaz now dropping low, and there is the re-engage. The Scud, RTG going for the aim, and he will hit as mark. The instant kill. They will find Vindicator as well at Bren Esports. You do not give RTG the Scud.
Scud, oh my god. Is this the damage Scud?
This is definitely the damage Scud. Look at that guy. That guy's a rank breaker as the Omni Arm is going for the Fenrir Tooth. Man.
Remember we had a talk about tank Scud or damage Scud? I changed my mind.
I changed my mind. Look at RTG.
Look at RTG. He's just going in, using his punch to punch everyone around. Look at Kali opening ulti. Oh, the Darcy ultimate just pulling everyone into Kali's ultimate, and that will be an ace.
Oh my goodness, that was perfection. Trish, when they need him the most. We thought RTG was the MVP. You still have the Darcy to look forward to, but thankfully there was no minion wave, so they were able to hold up for a bit longer. But it's complete devastation for Oro Digitos' side. Bren Esports, are they really looking for the end game? It seems like they are. Damage coming in, Vindicated, and they need to hold the fort. Clearing out the way for now, they managed to push Bren Esports back, holding on with their lives.
It seems like they forget the Drake at the top lane, but it doesn't matter anymore because the minion will be dealing with the Drake. Look at Oro Digitos, they are Bren Esports, they are going straight for the Enriched Episode Dragon.
Yeah, Enriched Episode Dragon will be put down. Second life gonna go over to Trish. And now, seems like already they want to force a fight right here, right now. They go right in, Yas, in the middle of everything. But aim and Vindicated, where did they go? That is the magic trick coming in from Trish with the dimensional power. Lloyd now run that Yas, stuns him out, take him down. One last spin, does the job. Era now left alone to his own device, and Prey comes in, tries to read the Bible, but God will not help as H3 sends him back downtown. This is the end. Bren Esports, throughout it all, they persevered, and they are through the playoffs.
Oh, no.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. There's just so much spinning going on.
Can you believe this? This is how it's supposed to end.
With a bang.
With a bang. This is absolutely an amazing performance. Bren Esports, man.
They pull out a grand finale right there.
And Bren Esports ending things in style. I think they must be feeling pretty good about themselves, but Oro Digitos, whew.
That really good fight was especially that Darcy Dimensional Portal with the Carly ultimate.
Oh yeah, we did not expect that.
It was just so good. It's like just gathering everyone. Here you go. Here's Carly's ultimate.
Right,
Eat
right.
that.
That is like the death trap, and we cannot forget about RTG.
Yeah.
That guy's a madman. I saw this Scud running towards the back line, dashes in, and it instantly deletes them. I have no idea, like, how can you be so fearless? Apparently RTG has the answer for that.
Today's game was just so overwhelming, and Bren Esports just closed up the day with such a grand finale.
Yeah, and I think very well deserved for them to be slotted into the playoffs as the second seed from Group A. And oh man,
Ooh.
I really thought that I didn't expect this kind of ending. Yes, I expect a great game 3, but for Bren Esports to just close it out that cleanly, you don't really get that every day. So we'll take a look at the results as a resolution to that final match.
Look at the MVP going to Darcy. I would agree with that.
Man, Trish, the game-winning Dimensional Portal, that effectively broke Oro Digitos.
You just need that one good teleportation.
Yeah. And Oro Digitos, I understand their idea. Everyone responded and they were like, let us rush. We have to force a fight, but they ran in. Trish drops some Dimensional Portal and some Qs, and they immediately got destroyed. You know, we saw how both Aim and Vindicated disappeared.
Then I like how Lloydie played really aggressive too.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like suddenly Arcadia just went into his body, just went rampage.
Oh man,
chasing people.
That is the definition of bloodthirsty. I think Bren Esports, they were out for the kill, and they definitely got what they wanted. And from the get-go, from the first second that the game started, Lloydie has been constantly he has constantly been a pain in the backside for Oro Digitos, just constantly running at them, disrupting them, and she doesn't care if he's below 50% health, because Arcadia is nearby to keep him alive.
True. Now with Bren Esports winning this, it means
we have 2 teams already in the playoffs, and of course Oro Digitos will have to wave goodbye to this tournament. They will be the second team to join the eliminated teams category alongside Axis Nakama, who they themselves eliminated, who was eliminated by Bren Esports as well. So we'll give you guys a recap of today's result. A lot of things have went down. We'll walk you guys through one last time. M8 Hexa, the first team to advance from the upper bracket, first seed from Group A into the playoffs, followed by Bren Esports 2-0